Trey. How could they do this too? Yeah! Fuck you! No racist! Turn around, you can't see it. Don't you know that not your enemy? Fuck you! No racist! Just another kind of fascist. What happens if you let them in? Everywhere the genocide. Now rules for many lives. And I don't know who gave a shit. Now you wanna start again. You call it revolution. This gets the anthem. Fuck you! You're racist. Turn around, you can't see it. Just you know that not your enemy. Fuck you! You're racist. Just another kind of fascist. What happens if you let them in? Is it Donald Trump? Love the KKK that makes you think this way? Is it the neo-Nazis? You're the BNP that makes you wanna be? Stupid fucking God! Fuck you! You're racist! Turn around, you can't see it. Just you know that not your enemy. Fuck you! You're racist! Just another kind of fascist. What happens if you let them in? Fuck you! You're racist! Turn around, you can't see it. Just you know that not your enemy. Fuck you! You're racist! Just another kind of fascist. What happens if you let them in? We can't go on letting this live. Hey. Welcome. I thought the song fit too. Hold on. All right. We got it already. So, how you guys doing tonight? Kayla, did you get my email? I just sent you an email about 20 minutes ago. So, what a day. My God. All right. What's up, Chrissy in New Hampshire? It actually cooled down here. It's 76. It was raining. Hey, Colleen. Hey, Pam. Hold on. Let me open you guys up on YouTube. That's why I hate StreamYards. But if I'm going to do an open panel, it's so much easier to do it on StreamYards. All right. And since I promised you guys an open panel, we're going to do it. Because one thing I got to say, I've heard a lot about how creators feel, but nobody's really talking about how subs feel. So that's why I wanted to do an open panel tonight. So let me say hi to everyone. What's up, Capone and Jazzy and Kayla and Colleen and Jason and Angelique and Chrissy from New Hampshire, only because she said it. Jason, Rock Jam, DJ, Monkey's mom in the house. Lily, Tony, Blonde Gypsy, Jesse, Pam, Squirrel, Margaret, Kumi, Tony, Erica, Rachel, Angelite again. I think I got everyone. Crystal, Rock Gem, Sly Angel. By the way, guys, I want you to know I finally heard from Reagan, who I saw in Deetz chat. She got locked out of Discord. That's why she hasn't been there. She sent me an email. She's like, I need the link. So, yeah, that's why we haven't seen her. What's up, McKenna? And DJ and Monica. Monica in the house. Candy Fox in the house. Heather, Jason. All right. So, like I was saying, I feel like everybody is talking about this from a creator perspective. And like nobody's really talking about it from how subs feel and how subs feel they got duped. And so that's why I kind of wanted to give, subs a voice to see how they feel about it, how they feel about someone they supported, and they kind of feel like they got duped. So that's why I'm doing this panel. Before we even start, though, I want to talk about Kylie. Not Kylie. Corley Russell and the press conference. Not much to say. I know a lot of channels were discussing it, but I wanted to say anyone that was here with me last night, I had to laugh my ass off when they repeated that what I thought was fake. Because if you guys remember last night, there was like an inside leak that said, this is what's going to be said at the press conference. And we all laughed. I was like, no, they're not. This is so fake. This is some loser. And sure enough, they said exactly what I read last night. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, they did. We didn't already know that stuff. Exactly. I just thought it was really funny because I'm like, holy shit, that person was right. See, my inside source was correct. But basically, all they said was that they don't believe it was real at all. They believe it was totally fake. And she made all these searches and everything like totally wacky. Yeah, they fed her Cheez-Its, but I cannot believe that this person that said this last night was 100% right. I was like, wow, it really was a leak. But I think Hoover Police Department handled it amazingly. There's more people looking into that than there is in the Idaho 4, just saying. More big agencies. Go Alabama. But it's fucking crazy. Yeah, anyone that believes that story is a complete moron. But as the police said, they have absolutely zero evidence of anything she said, but they do have evidence that it was all a scam. So, yeah, it was pretty whacked. It was definitely an interesting press release. And I got to say, I love my state. Go Obama. Roll Tide. She needs to pay for all the resources. I agree. My Cheez-Its I bought. Oh, it was you that put me to that link? I just couldn't believe it. Yeah, she bought. Well, she did. She bought. Did you guys not see the thing? The press release? Put a 1 if you didn't see the press release. Hold on, I got to do my poll. Did you hit the thumbs up? Yes, I sure did. Nope. Heading there now. See. All right. Please sell Cheez-Its will rise in Alabama. Cheez-Its are good. But seriously, though, I just can't believe. All right. Was that a 1 if you didn't see it? All right. So a lot of you guys didn't see it. All right. Hold on. I will play it. I didn't realize so many people didn't see it. I put a 1 if you didn't see it and you were here late last night when I read it off, because you're gonna laugh. You're totally gonna laugh. All right, that's it. All right, that's not it. I need a full press conference. Here we go. All right, let me just say we love the guy because he is wearing a purple jacket. So we love that. I agree with you. Can you please change your name? Molly's Grifton Academy. Can you please change your name? Because Molly's my friend and that's not cool. But you're not saying anything wrong, but I'm not going to allow that in chat. Because I wouldn't want her allowing that in her chat either. Whoop. All right. Get back here. It's called a berry, a plum jacket. Hey, it's purple. It's all that matters. Let me just update here. All right. So here's the press conference. If you were here last night, you're going to laugh your ass off when he gets into the same thing that I repeated last night, that I'm telling you, I thought it was totally fake. I'm like, no cop wrote this. This is such nonsense. This is bullshit, blah, blah, blah. And yeah. And then all of a sudden he starts reading it to a T. That's what I'm saying, niece.
Frank and Pam Bearfield Training Center. I'm Captain Keith Sescaleba, that's spelled KeithCzeskleba, with the Hoover Police Department. Joining me at the podium today will be Hoover Mayor Frank Brocato, spelled Brocato, and Hoover Police Chief.
Okay, let me just point out, this was not by accident that his tie is the exact same color as his jacket. I did not realize Alabama had so much fashion sense when they did a press release. This is really funny. I didn't notice that earlier, but yeah, his tie matches his jacket. Ah, how sweet. I didn't know we were so fashion hip.
Nick Derzis, spelled Derzis. You may also hear from Lieutenant Daniel Lowe, spelled Lowe, of the Hoover Police Investigations Division. Mayor Brocato will make a brief opening statement, and then Chief Derzis will read a prepared statement. After Chief's statement is complete, there will be an opportunity to ask a few questions regarding this investigation. Keep in mind that this is still an ongoing investigation, so there may be some questions that we cannot answer. With that, I will turn it over to Mayor Brocato.
Thank you and good afternoon for you all coming today. 6 days ago, our community learned about the disappearance of Carly Russell, and it sent fear and pandemonium not just through our city, but the entire state and the nation as well. The media quickly joined us to get the word out about Carly. Our community sprung into action, and they organized search parties, arranged prayer vigils, and they took other steps that I'm not even aware of to help in this situation. The Hoover Police Department quickly rallied multiple partner agencies, stopping at nothing to find Carly. I'd like to take this time to say thank you first to the Hoover Police Department, our partner agencies, our wonderful community, and to all those that aided in some way in connection with this situation. As the days have gone on and more information has been shared, we know everyone has questions. The Hoover Police Department is known for being very methodical and thorough with their investigations. For that reason, we did not feel comfortable speaking in detail publicly until now. It is important that we share this information now so that our community can be put at ease. So at this time, I'll turn the microphone over to Hoover Police Chief Nick Derzis. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank everyone for being here today. Besides me stands the team who played a significant role in this investigation. I want to thank our department, members of surrounding local law enforcement agencies, the FBI, Secret Service, United States Marshals, and ALEA for their assistance in this case.
That is literally more agencies than there were for the Idaho 4. No joke.
We said from the evening of July 13th, our focus would be the safe return of Carly Russell. That occurred on Saturday, July 15th, approximately 49 hours after she called 911 and disappeared. From that point, our focus has been to determine Carly's whereabouts during that time and what exactly took place. Let me say up front, this investigation is not over. We're still working this case, and we'll be working this case until we uncover every piece of evidence that helps us account for the 49 hours that Carly Russell was missing. However, through the public interest, and in some cases, public fear that this story has generated, we owe it to our citizens to tell them the facts that we have uncovered. So I will give you the facts that we know today. On July 13th, at approximately 8:20 p.m., Carly left work from a business at the Summit. Surveillance video from her place of employment shows Carly concealed a dark-colored bathrobe, a roll of toilet paper, and other items belonging to the business prior to her departure. She ordered food from Tzatziki's at the Colonnade and traveled there. She then traveled to Target on 280, where she purchased some granola bars and Cheez-Its. From there, she remained in the parking lot at that shopping center until 9:21 p.m. when she drove to I-459. Carly communicated on her cell phone with individuals known to her while on her path of travel up to the point of calling 911 at 9:34 p.m. And at this time, we will play the 911 call in its entirety.
Hi, I am on Interstate 459, and there's just a kid just walking by themselves. Oh, hold on. Where am I supposed to are you? I'm right next to the exit 10 by the Pepper Bed, like you get off by the Net. Okay, so you're before that exit? Yes. Okay, and were you headed southbound or northbound? Like towards Tuscaloosa or towards 280? Towards Tuscaloosa. Okay. And was the child on the left or right side? On the right side. Were they walking northbound or southbound? They're walking towards Tuscaloosa. Walking southbound? Or how old they look? Like a toddler, like maybe like 3 or 4. Did you pull over with them? Are you still with them? Yes. Okay, are you with the child right now? No, I'm not. I didn't get out of the car. I can see them though. Do you mind staying and keeping an eye on them until we get there? Yeah, sure, yeah. Okay, what kind of car are you in? I'm in a red Mercedes-Benz. Is it a sedan or SUV? SUV. I mean, it's a sedan, sorry. Can you put your hazards on for me? Yeah, they're on. Okay. Did you talk to the child at all, or did you say anything to them? No. Okay. No. Do they look like they're injured? No, they don't. Are they white, like Hispanic, or Asian? They're white. Okay. Is it male or female? I think it's a boy, a little boy. Right now? Okay. So is he wearing clothes? Yes. Okay. What is he wearing? It's a white t-shirt, and it doesn't look like he has any pants on. It looks like a diaper. And you don't see any cars anywhere? No, no cars anywhere. Okay. All right. What's your name? My name is Carly Russell. And you don't see any injuries on the child from where you're at, correct? No, but I can't really see them that good. Okay. Try to keep an eye on them for the best that you can.
The only reason I could think that they did not release this earlier is because they knew everyone would think it was bogus. You see a baby in a diaper in the side of the road, you're going to fucking be a little frantic. You're not going to be so calm like, oh, okay. You know, the baby's just wearing a diaper, like on the side of the highway. Yeah, okay. I'd be paranoid. I'd be like, oh my God, this baby's going to get hit. This baby's going to get hurt. She's like calm as can be.
I don't want you to lose track of them. Present. All right, and do they have shoes on? No. Not that I can see. I can't really see that. Look. Okay. All right, I've got them on the way, okay? Just try to keep an eye on them, but officers are on the way, okay? Okay, thanks. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Carly called a relative after speaking with the 911 operator. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. Traffic camera footage was obtained which depicted this portion of the incident, and that footage was analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call and cell phone data to accurately determine the time frame. Carly's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing, and the Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child walking down the interstate. Data from Carly's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600
Now, mind you, this next part blew me away. I didn't even think about it until he said it.
yards. That is 6 football fields straight, 600 yards. The Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Carly's mother stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carly scream, and then they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Carly's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse. The food she ordered for Tzatziki's was also in the car. The items she purchased from Target, as well as the items taken from her place of employment, were not in the vehicle, nor were they located anywhere around the scene. Hoover police deployed all available assets from the point in the search for Carly. Additional resources were called in to include our own drone unit, crime scene investigators. Numerous detectives responded to the scene. Throughout the day Friday, officers from surrounding local and federal agencies assisted Hoover police in the search for Carly Russell. Officers returned to the scene on 459 to conduct a thorough line search for evidence. K-9 teams from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department responded to check for any sign of Carly, the child that she claimed to see, and anything else that could be considered evidence in this case. Those searches all turned up empty. Private citizens, including search parties organized by her family, friends, began looking everywhere that they could to find any trace. These searches took place throughout the day Friday and again on Saturday, yielding nothing. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 Center receives a call from Carly's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carly walking down the sidewalk alone. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 Center receives a call from Carly's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carly walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated that the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. Detectives, the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and was put in a car. She claimed she was then blindfolded, but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that Carly had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock. Out of respect for Carly and her family, detectives did not press for additional information in this interview and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest. Detectives continue analyzing data from Carly's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data included several internet searches in the days leading up to their disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term, "Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert?" was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term, "How to take money from a register without being caught," was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term Birmingham bus station was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted. There were two searches related to Amber Alerts on a computer at Carly's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert. There were other searches on Carly's phone that appeared to shed some light on her mindset, but out of respect for her privacy, we will not be releasing the content of those searches at this time. We've asked to interview Carly a second time, but have not been granted that request. As you can see, there are many questions left to be answered, but only Carly can provide those answers. What we can say is that we've been unable to verify most of Carly's initial statement made to investigators, and we have no reason to believe that there is a threat to the public safety related to this particular case. Thank you very much.
With that, we'll open the floor for some questions. Please raise your hand and I will call on you. Carol.
Chief, do you expect any charges against Carly Russell in connection with the disappearance and in connection with what was taken from the Woodhouse spa?
Right now, our focus is to determine those 49 hours, so the investigation continues. So to be perfectly honest with you, that hasn't even entered our mind or been discussed.
One more question. Is it surprising to you that the family has not been cooperative in returning to be questioned?
Well, I think the family has stated to us that they didn't think that in her mental state right now, because of trauma of the incident, that she's not ready to talk, is what we've been told.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, question for Chief. You stated that the abductor had orange hair. Was this abductor black male? Was it female, black female, white female?
I believe it's a white male. Am I correct by saying that? Was it ever? Yeah, white male.
Is this alleged abductor yet on loose in the Hoover area?
Don't believe so.
Yes, ma'am.
Chief Brittany Dion, WBRC. Has a toxicology report been done, and were any drugs or illegal substances found in her system?
We have no report of that.
Is any indication of mental illness in this case?
There's been a concern in the community that if this turned out not to be a true story, that the next time a young woman of color was missing, that it might not be taken seriously. How would you respond to that?
I'd respond to say that we investigate every crime to the fullest, just like we have this one.
Right here.
Was she traveling with anyone? Excuse me. Was she traveling with anyone since the time she disappeared, to your knowledge?
And not to my knowledge.
Chief, I know you said you weren't able to verify a lot of aspects of the story. Where do you think she went, and how would you characterize what happened to her?
That's the $100 question. We pretty much know exactly what took place from the time she left work until she got on the 911 call, and we can see getting out of the car on the interstate from that footage. And after that, I think she only knows. We don't know.
Well, one quick follow-up, her parents. Did you speak with Carly's parents, and why do you think it is they were so adamant that there was an abductor?
Yeah, I think parents are believing what their daughter's saying, and we've had a very good rapport with the parents, met with them on several occasions. I've talked to them today a few times, and to make them understand that we're under pressure from our community, not only in our community of the state, but nationally when the story hit. And I just wanted them to understand that today we were going to have a press conference, and what we were going to detail today are facts. And everything that I've told you today is actual facts. It's not innuendos. It's not what I think. It's not what these detectives think. It is the factual information that we have.
Chief, how's your office at WPRC? How much time do you think you'll give the family before going back to college for sentencing?
Well, I think our detectives have talked to the parents, and we're ready. We're ready to talk as soon as she's ready. So, she called right now. We're ready.
You had one word to describe what went on. What would that be?
How about unknown? We know the facts that we have. Everything else is unknown at this time.
In the back. What have the past few days been like for you, your department? This has been a stressful search.
Well, absolutely. And again, the focus of the investigation that Thursday when she went missing, of course, the focus was to get Carly home. That's what we want all. We wanted her safe and sound. And that's all happened. And then, of course, this has gotten to be not only a local state story, but a national story. So, it is. It's a lot of stress on everyone in the Hoover Police Department and the mayor, to every citizen here. We want to know the truth.
As you stand here, are you frustrated?
I wouldn't say I'm frustrated. I mean, I'm very happy that Carly's home. That was the main ingredient here, and then we'll figure it out. I promise you that we'll end up figuring it out.
Any idea about the number of manpower hours or the expense of the drones and all the rest of the search that might cost the city and the state and federal government?
Yeah, we haven't had time to consider that, but it's again, these detectives that are here. This is just a small group of people that have been associated with this case. We have put every available resource that we have on this case because we wanted to make sure that we found out everything. We wanted to get her home, and we have.
Mental health problems?
Not that I'm aware of.
Can you just expand on the people from the state, federal resources brought in? What were they doing exactly as you all were searching for her? Can you just expand on that?
Sure. A lot of the from the FBI side, several agents helping us interview. I mean, as you well know, in a case like this, especially when it goes national, we got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of calls. And when you get those calls, some of them may just be outlandish, but you got to follow up on them because you never know that you may get that one tidbit. And I'd also say too that we had a great cooperation with the family. The family received hundreds and hundreds of tips, and every time they got a tip, they sent it to us.
Would you say a crime has been committed in this case?
Determine that now.
Keith Mims, WAGG 610 Summit Media. Question for Chief. With all of the searches that you mentioned, Chief, that were on Carly's phone, does that kind of give you an indication of her mind state during this ordeal, 48 hours
Yeah.
that she went missing?
Well, again, we want to talk in facts, and I do think it's highly unusual to the day that someone gets kidnapped, that 7 hours, 8 hours before that they're searching the internet, Googling the movie Taken about an abduction. I find that very, very strange. Yes.
Yes. Do you feel confident, do your investigators feel confident that you know why Carly Russell may have done this?
No, we do not know. Absolutely not.
Chief, can you explain for us, you mentioned that while I believe you said that Carly was on the phone with 911, she was traveling 6 football fields, which tells you what?
Which tells me that I've had kids, and I'm sure a lot of people here have, and it's very, very, again, she said it, and I'm not saying it couldn't happen because I've always been one of these guys, you never say never, but 6 football fields. I mean, I like athletics, I like football. 6 football fields. To think that a toddler, barefoot, that could be 3 or 4 years old, is going to travel 6 football fields without getting in the roadway, without crying, without any just moving down. It's just very hard for me to understand.
Chief, have you used any technology to enhance?
Video from 459, and did you see a man grab her?
We did not see, from what we can tell. We don't see anybody on the interstate other than her car and then someone getting out of her driver's side. We have sent that off to the FBI for enhancement. It has not been returned.
Do you think in this case that charges will be forthcoming towards Carly Russell? And how serious of a crime is it to not only fabricate a 911 call, but to lie to law enforcement during an investigation?
Well, again, that's not something that we've been discussed since we're going through the still investigation. But, people have to understand that when someone says something like this, we put every available resource. Everybody comes together from, like I say, state, local, federal. It's just a lot of work, and the gentleman earlier said frustrated. I mean, it is a little frustrating to think that all this has been done and we can't find anything out.
Did anyone see her calling in from the side of the road when she made that 911 call?
Not to my knowledge.
All right, last question here.
Is this investigation held up until you can speak once again, Carly Russell?
Well, there's a few things that we're still doing, but obviously we want to talk to Carly as soon as we can and do an in-depth interview. And at that time, I think we'll have these investigators doing some other things. So
That's all the questions we're going to answer today. We appreciate you guys coming, and we'll be following up with y'all later. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time, Chief.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Wasn't that an awesome press conference? Like one of the best I've seen besides from Grady. Imagine him and Grady hooked up together. That would be like amazing. So yeah, the press conference said it all. One thing I want to say though, to everybody that's got in their head, I'm glad she's home. I'm glad she's safe. She did this all on her own. Nothing happened to her. She was not kidnapped. She did not see a baby. She plotted this. She planned this. And when the case went viral, she knew she was screwed and she had to come back home. It was complete bullshit from day one. None of it was true. None of it was real. It was all 100% a fraud. So everyone needs to get it out of their mind that, oh my God, well, thank God she's home. No, this was completely all her doing. I know a lot of people said it was fake from the beginning. I did not think it was fake from day one, but when she came home, that's when I knew it was fake. Hey, Papa, that's when I knew it was fake. That's when I'm like, okay, this is totally fucking fabricated. Totally. Because again, kidnappers don't just drop you off at your house. Like, hey. So there were many things they said that we knew were false. One, they said that the kidnapper played with the hair. Yeah, I thought you left your hair in the car. You had no Apple Watch. They didn't take anything. They stripped you down, but they left you your money. Did you have to they left you with your socks on? They never did a rape kit. They never did, because she was specific in saying that, nobody ever touched me. There's no marks on me. So on and so on and so forth. She is completely fabricated the entire thing. But kudos to Hoover Police Department. Very proud to be an Alabamian. Love their dress code, how they were, dressed together. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, that's fucking crazy. But I'm glad the police came forward. They told the parents they were coming forward and they were going to say, this, and this. Why she did it, it remains to be seen. Some people think she did it because she was stealing from the company. I don't know. I never stole from a company I work for, but I have stole like toilet paper from there. If we're going camping, like right after work, and we never stopped to get toilet paper, I'm like, all right, I'll just pick some up. I'll just take a roll from the bathroom. I don't really consider that stealing. So there's that. But some people saying that she was probably stealing from work and she didn't want to get caught. I don't know. But word to the wise, if you're going to try and pull something, Do yourself a favor. Don't do Google searches on your phone. Don't do Apple searches on your phone. Don't do anything like that from your phone or your work computer because it's the first thing they're going to find out. Borrow somebody else's phone if you're going to do a Google search. Tell them your battery is dead. Definitely you don't want to use your own phone. So yeah, so the police are on it. They're going to get her. They said that no crime has happened yet because they don't have proof yet. I think they're kind of waiting for her to make an admittance. They did say though, they did say that they're still working on it. I think they want to put pressure on her. There's no mental illness. There's no toxicology report, which I find a little odd. Why wouldn't they do a toxicology at the hospital? Maybe that's why she was released so quickly, is because they weren't doing a toxicology report. Just because you have a bachelor's degree doesn't mean anything, but I know what you're saying. She just pissed away her entire career. Again, didn't know it was going to go viral. Real question is, do her parents know? After the fact, I don't think they knew ahead of time, but yeah, no kidnapper is going to feed you Cheez-Its, especially the Cheez-Its that you just fucking bought from Target. My guess is she did not realize that they would be able to track it to Target. Maybe, if you've never been in trouble with the law, you don't know true crime, you just don't know how, the police work. So she probably thought, oh, well, they can't track, if I don't leave a receipt or anything, they can't track me to go in a Target. So she probably felt that way. Someone said maybe pregnant and pick Nashville. No, because you could still get an abortion here. So I don't think that law ever passed. I think it did, but I don't think it did. I'm pretty sure you still can here. Cheez-Its are amazing. My top 5 snack. It's just fucking crazy. Let me see, because I don't even know. I'm not sure if you can. But I don't think Tennessee law is any different. All right. Abortion in Alabama is illegal. It is unlawful for an abortion to be performed unless it is deemed absolutely necessary. Okay, let's try Tennessee. Yeah, no, but Tennessee is the same, so that rules that out. Tennessee, it's illegal abortion in Tennessee is illegal from fertilization, except to prevent the death of a pregnant woman or to prevent serious risk of substantial and irreversible impairment of a major body function of the pregnant woman. So that's why it definitely wasn't that. Yeah. Tennessee's banning abortion law went into effect August 25th of 2022. Thank God I don't have to worry about that. All abortion after the point of conception is illegal in Alabama. Watch, the reason is going to be something nobody thought of. Possible. But her story is ludicrous. It's just ludicrous. Like, yeah, they fed me Cheez-Its. And they played with my hair and they painted my nails. I'm sure they did. And then you escaped and then they found you. And like, who kidnapped you? Fucking Bozo the Clown with the orange hair? Come on. Hell. Like, come on. Really? So yeah, so just so you know, if you hear anybody talk about the abortion thing, yeah, it's illegal in both states. So she definitely wasn't going to there. She definitely wasn't going to Nashville for an abortion. So it's not even really a case. It's just a fucking whack job. I mean, honestly, she's just a whack job. So whatever the reason, I don't know. That's true. I wonder if she got to pick the color. Yeah, Pennywise. Oh, that's what I wanted to look up real fast. Hold on. What? Oh shit. Hold on. Hold on. What did the couple look like that were used in Gone Girl? I'm reading about a case that I vaguely remember. And they mentioned Gone Girl, and I'm like, I wonder. Yeah, this is like a little more intense, but it was from 2015. Denise Huskins and her husband. Mariana Quid said she was shocked when the police too started calling Huskins Gone Girl. But someone was actually arrested. But he didn't have orange hair. This looks like a really interesting story that I forgot about. Are you guys familiar with this? Denise Huskins. It was on 2020. Vallejo, California. These people. Aaron Quinn and Denise Huskins awoke in their California home to a man's voice saying, "Wake up, this is a robbery." Do we know this?
It was the disappearance that sparked a national media frenzy.
A new twist in what some call the real-life Gone Girl.
This Northern California couple falsely accused of staging an elaborate abduction straight out of a Hollywood thriller.
Meticulously stage your crime scene.
6 years ago, Denise Huskins was kidnapped from her then-boyfriend Aaron Quinn's bed in the middle of the night, reappearing days later in her hometown 400 miles away. But authorities publicly doubted their story and treated it like a hoax.
None of the claims has been substantiated. Mr. Quinn and Ms. Huskins owes this community an apology.
But the pair never wavered, and after nearly 4 months under a cloud of suspicion, they were vindicated when the FBI arrested former Marine and Harvard Law School grad Matthew Mueller, who pleaded guilty to kidnapping and was sentenced to 40 years behind bars. Now, for the first time, we are seeing interrogation tapes from the day Aaron called 911 to report that abduction.
The story you're telling here, I'm buying it all. You got to think about how this is all going to play out. I don't have anything to think about. I'm telling you what. Okay, listen to me.
At what point do you realize that you're in trouble, in big trouble?
I don't know, about 45 minutes in, he tells me, I don't think you're being truthful. I don't think anybody came into your house.
Not only do they tell you they don't believe you, they say, we think you killed her.
Yes.
Something happened to her that you didn't plan. Maybe, I don't know. You tell me. But it can't start with 3 guys showing up at the house taking her away. That's not what happened. You know where she is. I don't know where she is.
Even after Huskins was found alive 2 days later, she says an FBI investigator treated her like a suspect instead of a victim.
He told my attorney, you should watch the movie Gone Girl. It'd explain a lot. And I thought, well, what does that mean? I had heard of the book and the movie. I hadn't seen it, and I had no clue.
3 years later, the couple settled a civil suit against the city of Vallejo for $2.5 million, but no admission of wrongdoing. And despite the personal apology they received from the police department years earlier, they never received the public apology they were promised. Until now, in a statement to ABC News, city officials acknowledging the case was not publicly handled with the type of sensitivity a case of this nature should have been. The city's new chief of police saying, "I would like to extend my deepest apology to Miss Huskins and Mr. Quinn for how they were treated during this ordeal." Denise and Aaron married in 2018, and last year they had a baby girl named Olivia.
A lot of what we wrote about in the book is tragic and sad. It is actually really our love story, and there is a happy ending, and it's.
If anyone wants to kidnap me for $2.5 million that I'll receive from being kidnapped for 2 days, you can come kidnap me. I'll take $2.5 million to be kidnapped.
Her.
For Good Morning America, Amy Robach, ABC News, New York.
Now that makes me think, I don't know, they accused her of being, I don't remember the story, but they accused her of faking it, and turns out she didn't fake it. It was legit. So maybe we shouldn't rule it out just yet. But it looks like an interesting story. I know, right, Ashley? He probably will fucking kidnap me. All right. So let's move on. What a fucking day. Holy jamolies. Deetz in the Streets had a 5-hour live. I was on it, as a matter of fact. Did a 5-hour live about the racist in the community. And the racist in the community is Heels in the Air. That, if you're not familiar with the backstory, I'll give you a quick backstory. Heels in the Air was outed by JLR. JLR posted this website where it shows that she's a racist. I went ahead and told everyone that, yeah, this doesn't look good. She posted autopsy photos. She posted this. She posted that. Now, I had a secret, though, which I learned I was wrong. But I had a secret. And the secret that I had was that, hold on, what are you doing? The secret that I had was that the family wanted the autopsy photos out there. They absolutely wanted the autopsy photos out there. But I wasn't going to say that live. Then I found out that that wasn't true. What I found out is that once Heels outed it, then the family said, well, there's nothing we could do about it, so fuck it, might as well put them out there. That's when they put them on flyers and everything else. And I learned that last night, I believe. So, yeah. So Heels, if you're from the OG drama, Heels pulled a Diane. And what I mean by that is she never actually admitted to it, but she never actually denied it. But she kind of just doubled down. And I don't know if Heels realizes the implications. No apology. Yeah, she offered no apology. I don't even think she actually admitted it was her. Who is Heels? And are we talking about Gannon Star? No, Heels is a clip channel from the Hive. Now, the funniest part of today being on panel at Deetz was Cappy was on panel, and so was Deetz. And they said that they were not part of the Hive. I have no idea how they're not part of the Hive. I thought it was the strangest thing ever, but I wasn't going to fight with them. I was like, okay, if you say you're not part of the Hive, okay. So unfortunately, a lot of the chat kept coming at me. I was told Chasing Truth stuck up for me and had my back. So I appreciate that. And me and Glara had a little tip for a minute, but people in the chat kept trying to make it about me and was lying about me. For those of you that were in here last night, Voices for the Voiceless, try to say how I started an essay rumor. Anyone that was here last night fully knows nobody started anything except somebody tried to come at me with a lie. So I said something vile back to them. That's not starting a rumor. That's defending myself. So yeah, I just couldn't believe that these people in chat were trying to do that. Hey, PJ, that was very strange. I wonder what being. So you saw that too, right? We thought it was weird as fuck. Exactly. Cappy is best friends with QB. I didn't understand that at all. Like some of my people said they like laughed for like 3 days. I mean, 3 minutes. Exactly. I used an example of how rumors can start, but they don't hear that, Squirrel, because Voices lies just like they all lie. And B. Tim tried to tell the Glara all in chat about how I have autopsy pictures too. And that's when Chasing Truth came up and explained that we all have the same pictures and it was part of the case and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. Glara used to not like QB and company at all. Oh, now they're besties. No, I don't know. I know my friends said they weren't part of my exactly. I was like, this isn't like you coming in here once in a blue moon saying, well, I'm not really part of Purple Channel, but I watch it. That's different. But if you're a member and I see you often and you're always on my panel, you're part of my fucking channel, bitch. It's just the way it is. So I don't even know where that came from. Now, before I open up panel, I also want to say I've heard a lot of excuses. And PJ, I'm glad you're here. I've heard a lot of excuses about this lawsuit. Let me make this clear. This whole thing with Heels doesn't have a fuck to do with Betty. Nothing. JLR and Betty are not the same person. Okay? So whatever JLR puts out doesn't have a thing to do with Heels. Heels is named in a lawsuit. Okay? The problem is that QB claims she has a lawyer. So if QB has a lawyer worth a fuck, because I'm not a lawyer and even I know this, Heels has nothing to do with that lawsuit. She doesn't. She doesn't even live in the same jurisdiction. Any lawyer would tell QB this, that Heels has nothing to worry about. Okay? Now, Heels has been talking about Betty the last couple of days. But now all of a sudden, she can't respond because of the lawsuit. That is a blatant fucking lie. An absolute blatant lie. If Betty was the one, like if I'm Betty right now, if Betty was the one that was going after someone, or Betty put out the article, then I could say, absolutely, she can't talk about it. But this woman is trying to say in chat that she can't talk about it due to the simple fact of she's got this lawsuit. But yet she can make videos about the very person the lawsuit is about. Okay. No. Lawsuits don't work like that. Betty has nothing to do with this at all. So Betty then comes into chat and says, I just want everyone to know that, exactly, niece. I just want everyone to know that I am releasing Heels from the lawsuit simply because she's not my jurisdiction. It should not take Betty to say this because QB's attorney should have told her that instantly. lawyer would have looked at it and said, this is useless. She's got nothing to do with this. She's not in the same state. She's not on your YouTube. This is meaningless. And QB should have been honorable. I know that word is not in her vocabulary, but she should have been honorable and stated this to her people. She should have said, my lawyer, told me that everything is wiped, she's going to be wiped off for the same reasons that Laura's been saying it's going to be wiped out from the beginning, but I don't expect her to say that. However, she is running around gaining money. As Dolly said, Dolly did a great video, gaining more money for an attorney that, trust me when I tell you, her attorney is paid 10 times over. 10 times over, that attorney's been paid. A frivolous lawsuit doesn't take a lot to fight. If it's so frivolous, the lawyer would look at it and be done with it in 2 seconds. QB all of a sudden can't discuss this because there is a case pending. Again, it has nothing to do with BHP. This whole thing has nothing to do with BHP. Heels has nothing to do with BHP. I also find it funny. I agree, Debbie. I also find it funny that QB all of a sudden says she could do it on her own panel. QB is the queen of getting people to come on her panel. Come on my panel. I'll give you a link, blah. And all of a sudden, she doesn't want anyone coming on her panel. She could do it on her own panel. Okay. Not really all attorneys want to check. Yeah, but not, as far as frivolous lawsuits, yeah, that's true. They're basically the same person with the same views and no morals. I agree with that too. Totally agree with that. I just cannot believe the shit that went down today. I understand why people are stunned. I understand why people are upset. I understand that creators that were her friend, like Burnt Toast said right in chat that she knew that she spoke to her and she knew she was full of shit. So Burnt Toast usually goes live on Mondays. So we'll see if she calls it out. Exactly, Tinker. Why didn't QB summon her to the panel? That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. How come she didn't summon her? It doesn't make sense. Hold on one sec. I'm going to open a panel because, like I said, I know that. Hold on. Hold on. I just got to add someone. Like I said, I've heard a lot of the creators talk. I've heard a lot of the same stuff being talked about. But the one thing that we really haven't heard other than in chat is how you guys feel. Yeah, Jolene practically make her apology speech for I can't. I totally agree. I didn't hear that, but I can't with any of them either. It is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I am so over it. All right, so let me go ahead and drop a link for anyone that wants to come up. If people don't come up, I'm shutting down. So just so you know. Let me pin the link. Minding my own, if it was any of us, they would have been on it like a fly on shit. Shout out to the Jerks channel doing a thorough job. That they did. Dolly and let's say Tina, those same people would have gone hard in the yard for one, collecting money for an attorney and supporting a racist. Yep. 100%. You and Dolly seem to respond. They start it. They are the ones that poke people, then get big mad when people respond. And I'm sorry, Dolly, we'll roast y'all like it's his career every time. KB sits over there like she's got, yeah, but you know what, Elaine? Look how much money she raised. She raised like $10,000 in a week. That's why she's sitting over there like, God, I haven't even gotten a super chat yet. And she's over there collecting $10,000 in a week. And she doesn't even have to be on her own damn panel. Think about that for a second. Like, seriously, think about that. And the good Nunya tonight, I saw it drop, like, bought 5 memberships. Really? Okay. These people are dumber than dumb. Yes, I will not date Beats him. I heard he cannot keep me out of his mouth. I don't know why. Yeah, 10 G's in about a week. That's, you know, like Dolly said, because people hate Betty. That's why. What's up, Whistle Down? Look at your sexy ass picture. You guys speak. Yo. Not getting by you. Oh, your mic's off. There you
Now I
are.
can hear you. Hi.
What's up, woman?
Nothing. That'd be better. Okay. Nothing. What are you up to other than giving a platform for the subs?
That's right. Thank you, Sly Angel. For Rodney? Who's Rodney? Who's Rodney?
I have no idea.
Do you know he's 4'2"? Beats him is short?
Oh, Lord.
Is he really?
Did you picture him as what, 6'5"?
No, I pictured him like 6'2".
Oh, Lord. Not
He's
me.
really short? Is he really short?
I don't know, but I mean, I pictured him short, just at a computer, you know, with his tie.
Oh, Rodney Dangerfield. Gotcha. Thank you, Sly. Yes, because I am Rodney Dangerfield. No, is he really short? No, I have a thing my mom always said about short people.
What?
She's from a tall family. I'll leave it at that. But is he seriously short? I'm hooked on this. Oh, you're just kidding? Oh, come on. I wanted him to be like 5'1".
Let Beat him keep his anonymity.
He's 4'3". I wonder if he is really short. He does live in a basement. You have to be kind of short to live in a basement.
You know, his bee, the bee that he uses is pretty small. It's like a little tiny bee.
That's true. Good point. I don't know. Imagine he's shorter than Dolly.
Uh-oh.
Then what? What if he's only like 4'11"?
Don't.
And that's why he hides. At least Nick shows his face. Tiny beats him, exactly.
That's a wrestle I'd never want to see.
The basement thing is a joke he made. No, he really does live in a basement. He said it's not his parents' basement, but he really does live in a basement. He explained it.
Like Laverne and Shirley?
I think so. Dolly's 5'7". I measured him with my iPhone. That's funny. What's up, woman?
I wanted to come up with you beautiful people.
I'm not as sexy as this bitch over here.
Shut up.
Look at
us
those
gorgeous women.
Look at those boobies.
They're
Wait,
fake.
I know Irish Gal has something to say about this. So, Irish Gal, what do you feel about the whole heels in the air?
Well, I'm not happy because I don't like it when people do that and then they call out another person.
That's their whole side. That's all they do.
I know.
Yeah, a lot of us have been called out just for random reasons. And, even, I mean, personally, I've had clips made about me by heels, and it's kind of like, whoa.
I mean, if you're going to do something like that, and in your past you've already done what you're going to call out, somebody's going to find it somewhere. Come on.
Yeah.
Because they never thought that it would come back to bite them. How many times, Irish Gal, you've been around a long time, so have you, Whistle Down. How many times have we seen this happen? The people that want to call me out, that want to call Marissa out, that want to call Dolly out, that want to call Betty out. I mean, JLR and Betty, there's reasons people call them out, but they want to call us out for the dumbest shit. And meanwhile, it turns out that someone in their own camp is so much worse.
Yeah.
People need to stop pointing fingers.
I guess
No,
what you say about don't throw stones glass house.
What?
Don't throw stones if you live in a glass house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to come back in because I could barely hear you.
Okay. But Roses are right, exactly. Heels think she's so much smarter that nobody would find out.
Mm-hmm.
Headstones
The condescending and rude attitude when somebody would even just talk, she would interrupt so much. And it just, there's a saying, I don't know who said it. It's an older saying, the people that are like that usually have something hidden in the back, they're not like that for a reason,
Yep. That's exactly what I said. And people they just don't realize that, or they don't want to own that. But I even said that today. I said, look, if you never show your face and you are hiding something, there's a reason you're hiding who you are. And I know that that's not across the board and there are exceptions, but for the most part, if you're going out of your way to hide who you are, you got something to hide, good or bad.
I agree. And I've been in so many circumstances where that rings true.
Yep.
With not just heels, but in my own past here on YouTube, right? If you're not showing your face, there's something up with that. And I hate saying that because we should have anonymity, but it just, how many times have we been screwed by an avatar?
That's exactly right. And I don't know why people fall for it every fucking time. Like, you're falling for an avatar. These people will not even ever show their face. They will not. And you just keep handing money to an avatar. It makes no sense.
Yeah. What
It's
happens
like that
when
Wizard of Oz thing, Laura? You don't know who's behind the curtain.
I
It could
agree.
be a male, a big fat old male drinking himself crazy, and you never know.
What happens when these creators, one of them just ends up, taking their, 10 grand and just hightailing it, done? What happens? Everybody, all their subs are just kind of like, what? What do we do now? Where do we go? I feel bad for the people that we see that happening to, we've seen happen to, and we're heading down that direction.
Over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And they just, like Dolly was saying, and he was funny as hell. They have tried to destroy my business. They've tried to destroy Dolly's business. Why? Because you guys sit around and do nothing all day, and you lie about people, and you lie about me. You lie about Dolly. You don't really need to lie about Betty or JLR because they do enough for that. You don't have to lie. But I've been watching Dolly recently. Dolly doesn't do anything. Like, he's more like me than he is like Betty. He's just like funny, and he doesn't, they always say he's all these bad things. He's not at all. And I don't know why he got such a bad rap from them, honestly.
You know why I stopped watching him a long time ago was when he was, and this is just my opinion, Laura, so don't go off on me, when he was threatening Savage's grandchild. And that kind of bugged me because, why go after a grandkid? Come on. And then the second thing was the women are like fawning all over him, and they see him. I don't get that. Are women so hard up on YouTube they have to?
Personality. It is personality.
Yeah,
Ask
but if he
AJ.
did all those weird things to women, like coming on to them and then trying to, when they were drunk, do stuff with them, I wouldn't take a chance with them.
Yeah, people have skeletons, you know.
Hold on. Don't be fooled by avatars. I'm really a fluffy chihuahua with a pet blonde girl, but I've tricked everyone to think it's the other way around. That's funny. A lot of people latched on to the Hive Roses. The group aren't educated. I totally agree with you. And yet, she's racking it in the money. I don't get it.
I don't really want to hear either. Well, look what Dolly did, and look what everybody else did, and look what this person did. I don't really want to hear that. What I'd like to hear is this person did something really bad, and I don't support it. And bottom line, there's no buts, ifs, this, that, blah, You know, I don't have time for that. I
See,
don't.
I'm with Jason. My feeling is what I want to see is them to stop pointing fingers and judging others. I thought long and hard about this today. I really did. All I see, and it started with Zav, but all I see is everybody pointing fingers. Well, this one did this and this one did that. And usually the fingers in these communities are pointed at me, Dolly, Betty, JLR. That's who they all point the fingers to. I'm sure I'm missing a few, but you know what I mean. But here, when people do shit right under their noses, they're all scrambling and they don't know how to talk about it. They're not going to talk about it. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. No. Stop fucking pointing fingers and making yourself out like you're so much better. And maybe if you stop pointing fingers, you would see what the fuck is going on right the fuck in front of you. And they don't. And it drives me insane. Oh, Robin, don't even get me started.
Don't even get me. I'll spare everybody tonight.
She's such an asshole.
I was told this today, actually, by one of my good friends. Jen, you're just going to have to get over it. And I know I do. It's just, it burns. It burns, man. You know, helping somebody out and just like watching people flock to her. And she's a moral authority. My ass.
Oh, but she is.
Oh.
The finger point of doom. Exactly. That's all I see. And maybe, you know, maybe if they stopped pointing away and started looking in, they might be able to see what's right the fuck in front of them. But they don't. And how many people are sticking up for heels? How I even heard a woman today. I could not believe it. This woman says, I don't trust my own ears. And every single person turned around and was like, how do you not trust your own ears? That is her. 100% her.
Yeah.
And it was strange.
It was. I mean, I can understand, though, not having, if you didn't have hearing, you know, in your left ear, though, it would screw something up, I would assume. So I'll give him,
hearing is not good.
I'll give him that. But I can say that, you know, when that panel started, it started with, well, I don't really care about what she did 10 years ago. Right? That's how that panel started. And then it turned into she wasn't giving any kind of apologies for it. So
that's because I think they believed that she was going to apologize and that she was going to say, hey, I'm sorry, or stuff like that. And she never did.
Mm-hmm. She literally doubled down.
Did anyone not see Deetz's live today? I'm not playing a 5-hour live, but did anyone not see Deetz live?
It was good. It was good. It was informative. It was good. It was calm. You did good. I was in the bathroom and all I heard was something about drunk. And I'm like, no, she didn't.
Because, yeah, I did. And I'll tell you why. Because there I was. And the Galera said, you know, because the Galera is the moral authority. And the Galera goes, well, if it was someone like, you know, like Laura, who's not credible, What?
Oh,
Ain't
no.
you credible? That's not fucking credible. And I said, you sit there, you want to act like a moral fucking authority, and here you are trying to say I'm not credible, bitch. You're not fucking credible. Oh man, I was mad. I was like, you sit there and get fucking drunk every night, but I'm not credible. Oh, I was so mad. So mad.
Ultimately, you did very well. I think everybody did very well on that panel. I think it was well needed, you know, in the community to just kind of hear creators say, we don't accept this. It was good because a lot of our of subs don't accept that at all.
Okay.
And they don't have a voice to say, listen, that hurt. You know?
I will, if you guys want, I could play when I was on. I have it all recorded, but I have the part of me on recorded too.
Yeah, I would.
Well, hold on. Oh, that
Hey,
part record?
Hey, whistle down.
Yeah, babe.
Is and I know you might not want to answer this, but you know, is Voices still living at home, her aunt's home, or?
I have no idea. You know, here's where I'm at with that. It's funny because Laura just got back from church. The Lord says, right, to bless your enemies because your enemy could be praying the same for you, what you're praying for them.
Right.
And so I've kind of adopted that in this last 3 days. It's early. It's early,
I
but
understand that. I
that's
just
how
wondered
I'm
if she
trying to
really,
think, you know?
if she left, because she was talking about getting a job and going somewhere.
Yeah, well, best of luck. I pray for her. That's all. I'll leave it at that.
Who?
Whistle. What's her name? Voices.
Yeah.
Where's she going?
I don't know. Herd cows and.
I was ready to say hell, but I didn't.
She's not in Queen's Chat anymore, I don't think.
No, she left Queen's Chat because they she didn't like that they said something about Zav's video, something like that.
Yeah.
Yes, Roses, you are correct. So I'm gonna play when I jumped on panel and the reason I jumped on panel, and yeah. So all right.
Laura, thank you for letting me hang with you. I'm still having audio problems. I'm going to bail for a bit.
Okay. Love you.
Bye. Bye, Jen.
Bye, honey.
All right. So for those of you guys that didn't see it, here we go.
Learned about this last night. So it's really new for me. So I'm still learning, but that comment right there, that seals it for me. Heels. I'm done.
I'm still trying to find it. I'm sorry. Your shaky voice and emotions are why I jumped up here, because there's a lot of people who feel like you right now. And I feel like somebody should mention that. I'm not like white knighting or like in the right or better than anybody else. But I get it. I get it. These people are real. Their feelings are real. And she's truly affected. She's on her break at work, this upset. So it's not just well, it shouldn't be anyways, you know?
See, I don't. Yeah, that's why saying nothing, I think, is so much worse. I'm gonna jump down though, Deetz. So
Thank you,
thanks,
Cecilia. I
thanks for
appreciate
letting me come up. That girl, I appreciate everything that you're saying. I agree 100%.
Well, I know I get a lot of shit. I just don't care. All
right, I'll catch y'all later. I'm gonna go back to chat.
All right, thank you, love.
I
just got sent the screenshot. See, I don't know enough fully about that case to know what all was done surrounding it, what the parents did, what they didn't do, for me to speak on that. I just don't.
I followed the case very closely. Gray did a really good job covering that case. And of course, I feel like he covers most cases pretty darn good. I'm just sick to my stomach. I really.
Gray is so wonderful.
Am. I'm very sad. I don't know that there's any way that she can prove that that person is not her. but that comment that she just made about the Johnson family seals it for me with heels. So that's all I have to say. And I appreciate what you're doing, Deetz. I love you. And I love that you showed your beautiful face today. And thank you for everybody, what they've said today. And I appreciate what everyone's saying in chat, but I can catch. I mean, I'm working so hard.
No, do we need to slow it? It's on a minute.
No.
I was just saying it came out of your.
Laura and Claire are back here. I just want everybody to be respectful here, please. Thank you.
I promise.
Mm-hmm.
I have been very well behaved today.
Yes,
Laura, is that you? You don't have to show me your face, but can I hear you? Okay, just making sure. I just didn't want to get porn bombed or something. But all right, go ahead. Hello.
Very
I did
important
it.
part coming up. You guys aren't going to be able to hear me.
Yeah, I didn't.
General statement, not that it was specific to anybody. I didn't feel like you were being specific.
Damn, you're not going to be able to hear me. I got to use it from Deetz's video. I forgot about that. Motherfucker.
Do you want me to pop down?
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
But there's something you guys need to see before I even play it. If you haven't seen my community post, I apologize to that girl just because I'm nice like that and I wasn't going to argue with her on somebody else's panel. But here is the screenshot that she said that she never said. And you're going to see this in the combo. I was accused today of lying about her. And I said that she couldn't talk about it because of the lawsuit. Her screenshot that I received last night said 6 up. I agree, but I'm not sure she can speak publicly on a lot of things due to her lawsuit and stuff. They're named in a legal suit. That's all I got. And that says that someone can't talk about it due to a lawsuit. She denied that. And I apologized for it just because I wasn't going to argue with her. So you're going to hear that on this fight. On this panel. But I want to show you guys that first. Hold on. I think Deetz has it up anyway. All right. Let me just find where I am. All right. All right. That was easy. Hills claims she can't talk because of the lawsuit. Correct. But she can be in chat and everything else.
It came out of your mouth and now it happened to her is when people get ideas. See for it to be bad.
I want to say, one, I want to thank you for thinking that I have nothing to do with your husband being called. I
did it. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Because what I was talking about had to do with Zap Girl. Had nothing to do with you, Queen, none of that.
Yeah, I didn't.
So,
General statement, not that it was specific to anybody. I didn't feel like you were being specific. I felt like it was a general statement.
okay. Second thing I want to say on the opposite side of I'm listening and I agree with that girl for a lot of it. Everything that she said up until the point that she blamed me. I agreed with everything she said.
I wasn't blaming you. I was just saying it came out of your mouth and now it happened to her is when people get ideas because they do. A lot of people listen to people when they're upset and they're like, oh, well, that's what I'm going to do. I've seen it happen a lot on YouTube. I'm sure you have too.
Okay. And I agree with you. But don't you think calling, and I hate sticking up for people that I'm not even close with, but don't you think sitting in a chat day after day, calling Dolly a diddler, a kitty diddler isn't worse?
I've never called him that. And if you've been around watching it all, you would know I'm not in that chat.
I've never called him that either.
I haven't been in any chat day after day for months and months and months, Laura. So
I don't think anyone up here on this panel has ever called him a kitty diddler. In fact, I know me and Joneson have spoke out against that.
Yeah,
But
I've said
that
that.
on panels when that's the title of a video.
I've been on what panels when it's the title? I would have to.
When someone
I think the title.
So what Deetz and that girl are trying to say is that they have never been on QB's panel when the title is Red Dot or Kitty Diddler or anything. I'm going to call bullshit on that, but I can't prove it because I don't really feel like taking the time to look, but I don't believe it. I think they've been on panel when that's been a title. I think.
She's referring to would be Red Dot Dolly.
Red Dot Dolly, Kitty Diddler, all of them.
I don't remember that other one specifically, but I'm not going to say it didn't happen. But the one I remember is the Red.
So, same thing with Betty. When it comes to Betty, and I cringe sticking up for Betty, but, Betty did stupid shit 10, 15 years ago when it came to racism, and none of you guys had a problem calling it out. And this doesn't obtain, I'm not applying what I'm about to say to that girl because I think we're definitely on the same side about this. But whether it's 5 years ago or 10 years ago, you guys had no problem calling Betty out for it. And especially people in chat, you had no problem with it. And there was live after live after live about the things Betty said or the picture that went floating around or her criminal record from 10 years ago. So why is it when it's one of your own, all of a sudden, oh, it was 9 years ago? And I'm not saying you guys, I'm saying I've seen it in chat.
I get that you're kind of just speaking generally to everyone because I'm not saying, oh, it was just 9 years ago, because I want to see if there's a genuine change. Like if those are your feelings, you're not, and maybe we won't get that publicly, maybe it'll be privately, because I do want to see a changed behavior and that's not how you truly feel about racism.
Betty got that right. Betty doesn't do anything racist.
But see, I haven't called out Betty for those sort of things. But again, I know you're talking generally, and that's kind of the issue, though, is lumping everyone together, and that's not always right or fair either.
And believe me, at no point am I saying Betty's a good person or doesn't do horrible things.
Everybody knows you don't like her.
I'm just talking the racism part of it. That I've seen channel after channel and, chat after chat go after her for this racism stuff that was 10, 15, 20 years ago. But when it comes to heels, all of a sudden, people want to look the other way and say, oh, well, that was 10 years ago. Well, the hypocrisy that people keep talking about is you can't have it both ways. It's either one, you don't believe in something's going to change, or you do believe something's going to change, but that has to go across the board. That can't be for only people that you like that applies to. That's where people are feeling like this is total hypocrisy.
Well, I think that's what we're trying to figure out, like if this is her current mind frame, because I mean, what I call out about Betty with her racism was not 9, 10, 11 years ago. It was just like last year. So I'm trying to find out Hill's current mind frame and if she still believes that way.
For me, with all the lies, even if she said no, for me personally, I wouldn't believe her because I would feel like at this point it was because of pressure. But if other people would, then that just lends again to she should speak regardless of whatever lawsuit she's suddenly now claiming. Not claiming.
A true racist doesn't change their colors. They just don't. And they're certainly not going to change it online. If someone may grow up in a very affluent area and they're not privy to ever being around another Black person, then I can see if they were around them and they have racist views, then I could see them changing once they got to know them. The way she has targeted Black families, and I noticed this 2 weeks ago, the way she's targeted Black families, that's not someone that changes overnight. I'm sorry. It's just not.
I think that's a valid question because it is a lot of Black victims' families addressed in what was shown in that video, 100%. And I think that is a valid question. I don't think that it's wrong to bring that point up.
I can't. As much as I hate to say it, and on this point, I have to agree with Laura.
I was gonna say the same thing, and I hate her for making me do it, but I fucking agree.
Hey, I'm agreeing with her when she's right, even though she doesn't realize I'm agreeing with her when she's right, and she'd rather call me out for stupid shit that's not true. But
this is
why do these people make it out like I have fucking leprosy? Like, I don't get it. I really don't. People hate facts. I agree.
Wait, real quick, because I do have to go. Laura, you said that I was defending Hills, saying she couldn't speak because of a lawsuit. That is not what I said. Please retract that. I have never.
I apologize then. I know it was something along those lines, but I only got one.
That is untrue, and you say it constantly, is that I make all of Queen's stuff. No, ma'am, I do not. Since
now I showed you guys the screenshot, and yeah, you did say it. There was no, I didn't even need to apologize, but I didn't feel like getting into this on Deetz panel. But the screenshot that I showed you guys before, yes, you did say it. Exactly, almost verbatim the way I said it.
Since February, I have been out of pocket and only helped twice. Like, you have all these conceptions about me that are not true or real. So, like, if you could just leave me out of everything, that would be great.
I apologize if I'm wrong.
We're cool. You were, I swear. So thank you very much. I'm gonna stop.
Can I interject here just for a second? I just logged onto YouTube for the first time today, like just before I jumped on this panel, because last night I was going through it. And meaning in my head, how am I going to deal with and handle and process the information that I received? I don't know how much you're aware of. I know that there's the Chronicles of the Shady video, but there's another video. Are we all aware of the other video?
yes, we played through the Jerks video and the Chronicles video.
I feel like the Jerks video speaks volumes about everything that needs to be known. I got sick to my stomach watching that.
I think a lot of people did. That's why I wanted to.
So what Laura's saying here, I'm just like, I don't even see the question. I mean, if you look at everything, you look at all of that and the deception that takes place, as well as the lying that's taken place in the posts the last couple of days. I mean, I didn't even think about it. As soon as I watched that video, I took a wrench and I was just like, I can't.
I want you to have your say, and I know you have like your ADD moment, but I need to address this. So Heels did send me the photo where the Jerks did send her a picture of her daughter. However, Heels, and I replied this back to you, how were they supposed to know that was your daughter in the photo? It's a screenshot of a very public, like, LinkedIn. There's no way they could have known that was your daughter.
It's just deflection by Heels, Deetz.
Yeah, I'm just saying, so I don't think that you could jump to this conclusion that they were trying to target your daughter with that picture, because it's part of that, like, it's just a tiny piece of that whole picture of information. It's not just like they sent a solo picture of your daughter, like, hey, we know who you are and who your family is. It's part of your LinkedIn. So that's, or whatever it was.
That's deflection, Heels, and it makes you look worse. Maybe you should just be quiet, because you keep saying and doing things that are making people really solidified in their opinions. And if that's not what you want, you should probably stop. And
Delicate, are you up here?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Go ahead and finish that, girl. Sorry.
I just wanted to say that I appreciate, I can't believe I'm saying this either, but I appreciate the Glaire's stance on this. I actually asked one of your mods yesterday, hey, how you think Will's going to respond to this one? And I'm actually pleased, because I know that you have supported Hills a ton and had some fun with her and all kinds of stuff. But to see that you see this and put the brakes on and know that it's not okay instantly, I appreciate people who are willing to say as much, because to me, it doesn't matter who it is. It's the actions and the topics and the lies at hand. And to see people also feel that way is refreshing, because I know it doesn't always go that way.
I thank you. I'm still, my whole thing is like, listen, because I don't want to be unfair either. I personally believe that Heels has done some good in this community. It would be irresponsible to.
Okay, so I keep getting messages from people. I've gotten about 3 of them about the glare. That was all addressed in this video. Like, you guys are going to hear it from Chasing Truth. I don't know how much he drank tonight that he's back on this stupid fucking kick. I don't know, but you guys are going to hear all that in this video. I mean, in this clip, I promise.
To act like she hasn't, but I more than question what her motives were at this point as to doing so. So it's what really bothers me, because the stuff that jerks revealed in that video is shocking.
Thank you, Monica. Where have you been? Teddy Hills has been a wrench. She's been collecting wrenches, and I wonder what her end game was. I don't like how Heels hasn't been able to say anything. She's just been lurking in chats. I agree.
And it's not just one little thing. Like, when we see receipts on somebody that proves something, it's usually maybe 1, maybe 2 little things. That was like a 20-minute video of just receipt after receipt after receipt, and they seem to get worse and worse and worse. Where I could barely get through it, but I had to because this was too important, and I'm brokenhearted. Honestly,
I was just highlighting Alex saying that because that's where I sit. I'm truly just brokenhearted. But what kind of person would I be if I didn't say something about it? Because we do it with others. We do it with, Betty. We do it with JLR, Dolly, all those people.
And
so,
Laura, all of them.
I've never seen worse. I mean, I can't even compare the stuff, because I mean, do I think Betty's a racist? Absolutely. I pointed out some of her racist stuff in the last time I reviewed her. It was very clear that she is at least very bigoted to this day.
To be honest with you, I don't watch her enough to even know. Like, honestly, I really don't.
But I have never seen that level of hatred towards a victim's family to this level. I mean, that's beyond critical K shit that I saw.
Dude, I was about to say the same thing. It beats out K when we used to cover her. And you know what she said in chat? Glare, she said in chat that the family, that Kendrick's family owes her an apology. She means this shit.
I just saw that. And I was like, wait a minute.
She just clarified that, here, I just put it up. She just clarified that the apology is owed to the Bell family. So she wasn't meaning to her, but to the Bell family, I guess.
How do you even begin to apologize for that level of harassment? I don't even.
She's saying the family needs to apologize to her.
She's not worried about her harassment at all. She'll dig into details of the case that she thinks are relevant, instead of reading the room and seeing how many people you've hurt and trying not to do so further. This is where I get irritated. You see, somebody was up here on their lunch break about to cry.
Oh, she was in.
You just want to make a fucking point.
By the way, Ren, with your fake ass picture, no, not everybody has the capacity to change. Sorry, not sorry. Many serial killers have a chemical imbalance. They cannot change. Child molesters cannot change. So you can live in your little world that people can change, but no, not everyone can.
Just missing the point that you've been a piece of doo-doo for doing this to everybody.
And I admit, I don't know the case. Like I said, that what I know from the case, ironically, comes from what Laura said months and months ago. I watched it on her channel.
Hold on. I covered the Kendrick Johnson case. I even spoke to his mother. Trust me, that was a murder. And feels,
do we need to know the details of the case to decide whether or not she was harassing this family or not? Does it matter?
She was harassing her.
I mean, do we need to know the details of the case to see that that Heels in the Air did some of the most grossest racist shit that I've ever seen?
Thank you. Fucking thank you.
Okay, now, so someone here who knows this case, explain this to me, because I don't know it.
What would you like to know?
He says, so are the feelings of two children the Johnsons accused to this day of killing their son?
And there's a lot of evidence that points to police corruption because of these kids. There's a lot of evidence that proves that these kids probably did do it and it was a cover up. And I'm not one for conspiracies at all. But when you look at the facts of this case, nobody fell into the bottom of this thing, of this mat. And this kid was fighting with these two white kids. The father was an FBI agent. There's so much stuff to it. And they try to say that this kid went all the way to the bottom, went head first, all the way to the bottom to grab his shoes. And that is absolutely ludicrous and ridiculous.
Like I said, I don't know that case inside and out. Just to
basically, Deetz, they're saying that he squirmed his way down trying to get his shoe and got stuck and asphyxiated in the position he was in. And other people think that, including the family, I do believe that the boys did it to him.
Right. So then what's gone on with the boys since that the family's harassing these boys?
No, nothing. They wanted justice that they'll never get because these kids, these boys who were bullies and they fought with, were their father's a FBI agent. And, one of the things of the case is there was a fight that went on in a wrestling match. And of course, the white kid got to walk away and his parents came to pick him up. And Kendrick was brought back in a police car. And Kendrick isn't even the one that started the fight. Kendrick was a wonderful kid by all, anyone that knew him. He was a great kid. He had a positive future. He had a great family. And they just, within an hour before they could even investigate, it was ruled a accidental death. And then they brought in a outside coroner who said this was absolutely not accidental and it didn't matter.
I was just going to address this. I don't know if it's from a LinkedIn. It might be, I don't know what it's from, but it's like an about section and it's included with other photos. So it's not like it's specific, directed at her daughter. I would have never guessed that was her daughter based off of this picture is what I'm saying.
But now, because she opened her mouth to try to defend herself and deflect from the real issues, everybody knows.
Well, I don't know that they put that in their video. I don't think they did. I think this was just something they emailed to her as their proof before they made their video.
You can have a strong opinion either way on a case. I mean, that's what we do, or that's what bloggers do. But have a strong opinion and leave the parents out of it. Leave the family out of it.
I can't believe she's in chat defending herself. I mean, that just tells me so much.
Dude, it's super gross. It's super gross. She can't say anything because of a lawsuit, but she can be over here to inflame the situation.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
The other thing I want to say, the lawsuit with QB and Betty has absolutely nothing to do with this. And one thing has nothing to do with the other.
It doesn't.
Trying to say that, oh, it's the lawsuit and I can't speak. Everybody knows, anyone that knows the law, including QB's attorney, would tell her there's nothing Betty can do to you because you're not even in the same state. So being a material witness has nothing to do with this. Even if you stood up and said, I'm the most racist person in the universe, it has nothing to do with defamation against Betty. Well, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Really
Before
doesn't.
this happened, she wasn't even part of the lawsuit. It didn't have anything to do with her. But now it's conveniently does, and that's where I'm getting irritated.
Right. There's so much behavior now that, because I'm not gonna lie, there's little things, and I've spoken to people privately about it where I've noticed she would do things and react to certain things a certain way, and I just be like, why is she so defensive and why is she this, and I would just kind of blow it off, and other people would try to tell me things I don't want to hear it. That's person's got a wrench on my channel. They've never shown me anything wrong. They've never shown me any reason to doubt their character. So get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear any shit talking about them. And then this happens, and then I just feel like I've been dealing with two different people this entire time. like two completely different, opposite, like spectrum people. And I can't, it's like I said, it's heartbreaking.
Okay, hang on. Hey, hypocrite Tiffany. First of all, it's an adult in the photo. It's not a small child. So kind of like when you doxed Yennefer's daughter and then outed her boss and tried to link it to
Just like trying to promote anybody who's trying to expose these tragedy pimps, and her being one of the front runners of the clip channels that I admire and get behind. Like, you know what that makes any of us look like when we back her up, when we're trying to prove that Betty has these horrible intentions in this community?
Ooh, I know the answer. I know the answer. It makes you look like a jackass.
Makes us all of us who's ever backed her up do.
Tracy, I don't know if someone answered you in the chat. To the best of my understanding, the jerks compiled all their evidence, emailed it to Heels, and asked basically, you know, what do you think about this? Do you have any quotes on this, an opinion on this before we decide to go live or create a video about it? That's the gist of it. I don't know their exact verbiage. I don't have that, obviously, but it was in a group of those photos. Just stuff that they obtained in their research to back up their facts. That's how I take it.
I'm so mad. So I'm sorry if I'm not making too much sense when I'm yelling. I'm so mad right now.
Oh, no, you should have heard the beginning.
I was going to move forward.
To go on was what the original coroner said. I mean, there's so much to the case.
Well,
I actually put it on my community post yesterday for anyone that wanted to, you know, get familiar with the case. I reached out to the mom again. I haven't heard back from her yet, but it's such a crazy case. And it's so sad.
I really apologize. Can I just put in, because I've got to be somewhere, but I really need to address something. I did not know. I thought that was a busker on that tiny little photograph.
It's tiny.
I
It
didn't
really
know
is.
that she even had a daughter. The point was the likes underneath. That was taken from a public tweet, which I can share with you. The other 3 photographs are also from public things. One was a picture of the Wayback Machine. I say to you, Heels, open my email live on screen. I'll happily do it as well. There was nothing there. I have never seen your LinkedIn. I wouldn't dream of doing that. I'm not even a member of LinkedIn.
I'm the one who said LinkedIn. I didn't know what it came from because I can't tell what site
it's from a tweet, and it's a picture of the likes on a Facebook page. And above it, there's a tiny picture with an even tinier, what appears to be a busker. And apparently I'm meant to know not only that A, you have a daughter, but B, this tiny speck is also the same daughter. It's unbelievable, the reach. And now we've got Tiffany Marie saying that I sent her LinkedIn to her. Just please stop being ridiculous.
That's on me. Like I said, I called it. It looked like a
Heels, I challenge you. Open the email live. Let people see exactly what was said. I put the email in the video. I am happy to open the email live on the jerks later on. You won't be able to see this possible daughter face because it's so tiny. I will open exactly what was sent to you. They are all public tweets or a picture of the Wayback Machine. There is nothing controversial there. I deliberately did not send anything that was hugely attacking because at that point I was still trying to be conciliatory and hoping that all this was bullshit. Yeah, I've really got to go because I'm already meant to be out of the house and I'm going to get in immense trouble. But some things just can't be left to fester. Do you know what I mean? I can't.
No, thank you for addressing that. I'm sorry that I did call it a LinkedIn.
Pearl,
that was my ignorance for sure.
Pearl, before you go, I just want to say you did offend. Eliza was in my chat last night and she said that you're the one that put together the second video, the 17-minute one. That was amazing.
I felt that I had to because I felt that the live was a little bit botched because we didn't realize the limitations of what could be seen on screen. And I didn't want people to imagine worse things or imagine the wrong thing. I wanted to be as clear as I possibly could be. I know it's a long video, but it's like a slow walk through the connections. Yeah, I think it's all there. And I've tried to do it without becoming a personal issue. I mean, I tried to blank out all the names. We made one stuff up on the live. We'd all looked at all the shots, and sometimes you just get word blind. And the minute that I saw it on screen, as one of the other jerks was reading it, I said, "Stop reading," took it down, and we immediately got it blurred out before it went live for people to rewatch it. I really have tried to be as fair as possible. I understand how she feels, and I understand that she's saying that that's not the way that the Wayback Machine works, and that it's just spiders crawling. Fine, but you've reopened the blog. If that's not your blog, how did you reopen it?
Real quick, Deetz, do you have an email that I can send you something?
Yeah, Deetz, I'll put it in the back.
I really have to go. I'm sorry, ladies, for butting in, but I'm on a time crunch. Bye.
Thank you, Pearl, for that.
I also think it was Pearl that said earlier that someone's not going to admit they're a racist, or someone's not going to admit they're an asshole. I'm the first one. If you ask me if I'm an asshole, I'm going to tell you I sure am. So I just want to say that too.
I was just going to tell you too, another thing with Kendrick, just before I go, the family, so they had a second autopsy done and had him dug up. He's been dug up several times. His autopsy photos, I mean,
he's been exhumed twice. Yes,
it's so tragic to see like what's happened. His photos put all over the internet, and then, but regardless, during the second autopsy, they found blunt force trauma to the neck. His cause of death was positional asphyxia, which is like that being upside down for too long. Yeah, there's no reason he should have blunt force trauma to the neck. There's so much evidence. I mean, the one good thing of this, at least his case might get a little bit of attention, which it definitely could use, but yeah, so that's all I wanted to say. I just want to give you some of the details of like the actual crimes. The newspaper, I think that was done. My guess would be because I think they can use the organs to tell time of death. I'm not actually sure. And Chasing Truth said in the chat, they also didn't put him in the cooler the way, like it was just done. It wasn't done properly. It was really shitty the way that this was done. So that's all. And
it was horrible, absolutely horrible. And nobody should go after that family because, at the end of the day, yes, it was ruled an accidental death, but again, it was ruled within like 30 minutes or something. The family it was ruled an accidental death before the family even found out. I mean, that's how ridiculous it was.
Yep. Absolutely ridiculous. But thank you guys. Thank you, Deetz, for talking about this.
Thank you.
And yeah, and I'll join the chat. But like I said, at least maybe this will give his case a little of attention that it could use.
Well, yeah, thank you for bringing those details. Like I said, I'm truly ignorant to his case. I only know a tiny portion of it. So it's very interesting to hear that.
You should look into it because there's missing surveillance footage. There's so much like weird shiesty stuff. Yeah. There's other kids who came forward and then were locked up in jail and put in solitary confinement for a week. And then, they come out and won't talk about it anymore. And there's some really huge, big red flags. So, all right. But thank you guys. I really do appreciate you. And I'll see you guys in the chat. Bye.
Thank you, Alex. We appreciate it. Thank you. I did get your super chat there. That's obviously, where'd it go? I lost it. Danny C's opinion, not necessarily mine, but they say, have y'all noticed that Heels has yet to refute that she is a racist white supremacist? Not once has she said she's not a racist. Peggy said, I'm guilty of calling Dolly a chomo in his chat. Hey, at least you own that.
So just to be clear real quick, Heels denies ever requesting autopsy photos of minors, right?
I don't know if she denied it. That's the thing. I don't think there's.
I think so. I don't know.
Confirmation either way.
I kind of feel like she said that, but I'm not positive.
In her community post, she said, I'm not this person. And then later she says she is, and then says, but there were never any autopsy photos, right? In the next.
Let me pull up her community post so we have that. So.
Unless it's gone now.
Yeah.
But.
It's in that video or in Chronicles video if it's gone. So.
And you're going to want to see the email I sent you, Deetz.
Okay, let's see.
Which I totally get, like lying about her identity.
Oh,
but then when her voice was shared in that panel, that's a video on YouTube. There's no point in like and like lying about it anymore. And people don't need to be calling her by her government. That's just fucked up.
Right.
Like, don't do that.
And
But,
I agree with you, but I think, and even you've been on camera, Cappy, and I want to thank Deetz. You've been around long enough, Cappy. The Glare, you have too, and so have I. If you really want to remain completely anonymous, there's something wrong. And I mean that wholeheartedly. And that has been proven time again.
Never been proven. No,
I don't think so, because like but Laura, what about the people that do all these terrible things? Like, if I could take it back, if I could go back in time, I wouldn't have put my face on here.
Like when
honestly.
there was two of us and my partner who was helping with the channel, she didn't want to go on. I completely respected why she wanted to remain anonymous, because you've had called on you so many times.
Creators, not subs.
No, she was a creator. There used to be two of us running this channel and creating videos, and then now it's just me since December of last year, end of December last year. So that was the reason we started out anonymous, is because she had minor children and she was absolutely afraid of that. And I don't blame her.
I just can't think of one creator that hid in the drama community that it ever panned out well. Honestly, I can't think of one.
Well, I mean, because there's doxers that like get into their lives. Like, of course it didn't pan out well. It like just doesn't really work, is what it.
No, they always turned out to be a scammer or a liar or something. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so here's
not that post. It's the post that came out after that.
Oh, this was in her description. I guess the community post isn't in here. I thought it was. Sorry. It just says that she's not that person. Like, none have been posted since 2015. I started screwing around and posting on this channel years after her blog shuttered. The crime scene walk.
They don't like facts. Believe me, they absolutely do not like facts.
Through was one of about 5 videos. I put it on private last night because Dolly talked about it. I had forgotten it was there. I offered to open it up for that gaggle of libelous harpies over there, but despite their efforts to get into it, they said no. Odd.
The most recent one, 17 hours ago, she posted the crime scene videos back up. I can't control much, but I can control that. It was not deleted. There are no autopsy photos, she says. This witch hunt is beyond ridiculous. Go look at my email and please show the screenshot, Deetz.
Okay, let me stop.
And see, like that I take issue with that though. Why did she repost that video with a deceased minor like that? Why? You took it down because Dolly was talking about that. Doesn't make any sense. Like, obviously she doesn't think it's wrong. So I wouldn't expect an apology because it would be fake. So whatever, you know.
What was fake?
I don't have
no,
one
for her to apologize at this point.
Right.
Oh, I thought you meant the pictures were fake. No, Deetz, I'm not saying that you specifically called him one, but I would bet that you have been on panel when she has it in her title. There have been a lot of times that she had it in her title. And for you and Cappy to say that you're not part of the hive was laughable. I mean, you guys are both members. You're on her panel often. That's part of the hive. That's part of her channel. Is it legal? Like, she could take you to court or something? No. You know, you're not part of it that way, but you're both definitely part of the hive.
I would agree.
And
I mean, I would assume, I've assumed that.
And QB had it in her title a lot. Like, for like 2 months straight, if not more. It's like, no, those are real.
No, and I jumped up here to just say this, okay? Like, I used to go after the Glare for like not calling Annie out on certain things she did in the past. And there was a certain point where I pulled back and I was like, you know, I should probably give him some grace because they are friends. It's because when you get angry at somebody that you don't like and they're calling people out when they got a friend sitting next to them that does the same shit, it's kind of fucking hard.
Here's my question, though, and this goes for anyone on this panel. Now, Deetz, I'm not sure if you're a drama, true crime, not totally sure. But why does everybody fucking feel like they have to call someone out? Why don't they just mind their own fucking business? Instead of this, well, I got to call this one out. I got to call that one out. No, you don't. Nobody has to call anybody out. Just do your own fucking thing. That's how I feel.
Hard not to say something about it, but I think that all of us, including myself, probably should pull back and take that into consideration when we're going on about shit like this. Do you understand what I mean?
I've been giving Heels the benefit of the doubt for the last
I'm not talking about you, Bill.
This is funny as fuck.
Oh, dear
Thank
God.
you, Scorpio. Yeah, this is funny as fuck. She thinks she's got me from last night. Yes, Chasen took up for me after this. You'll see.
I'm talking about like people saying that like you're not calling her out fast enough, or Deetz is not calling her out fast enough in this
No, I
situation.
want all the facts. It's what we do. We collect all the facts before we jump to these conclusions.
I don't have an email from you. I don't know if you got the first part of it wrong. It's Deetz on the streets. A lot of people put in the streets. But...
Now, let me remind you, this entire live is about Heels. It's not about Laura. It's about Heels. But Voices tries to make it about Laura.
Because the I is right next to the O on the.
Wesley, you don't have to have your camera on. You can turn it off if you want, hon. Or you can.
I just came up to ask the class if Laura would share with the rest of us about the SA rumors she started about a chatter last night. That's all.
Now, anyone that was here last night, did I start an SA rumor? No. So I couldn't even believe she started that. Like, wow.
I literally was in my kitchen and I threw my pan down and I'm like, shut up and pay me my 164, bitch.
Yeah, I could not even believe she said it. I was like, I started an SA rumor? No, not quite. Anyone that was in here last night knows how I said it and why I said it. That's not a
werewolves.
But I guess now we know who that troll was.
Because she's up here talking about people, but she's no better than the people she's talking about.
Okay,
Tell the class, Laura.
Okay, I'd like to stay on topic of with the Heels and stuff.
Thank you, Deetz. That was important. Thank you.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I would like to answer that for a quick second. There was no rumor started anywhere. Somebody came in and trolled me and was running their mouth, and I made up something to come back at them. It's that simple. And then it was never discussed again. Don't troll me with some bullshit and expect me to be nice coming back at you. That's all. It was like real simple.
Okay. I think I got it now. You should be getting it right now. Deetz. Should be coming through.
All right, fair enough. Minding my own, then I was wrong. Said I've skimmed through all the titles labeled red dot, etc., and I could say Deetz was never on panel. However, the rest were. Okay, fair enough.
I'll take
You're
that
right now. Excuse me. This is a screenshot of an email sent directly to me by Heels in September of 2022.
Oh, there we go. Okie dokie.
And I believe it was
Clara.
Mm-hmm.
You know what time the press conference is today for Carly?
2:30. It's at 2:30.
Coffin Dopper just posted a post from the group. It's pretty interesting. It's from a neighbor
that wrote those blogs. And I was like, I know that she has that in there. I know that's her because she's told me that is her. And she just trusted me to never dox her because I would never dox anybody. But I'm sitting here and I'm going, I know that's her though. Like it's her voice.
DJ Larry or Milwaukee Larry, I'm sorry. I'm actually referring to people on panel together. Now, I'm not talking any other way. I'm talking about people on panel together, not people like you watching a video. Are you from the Hive? You seem not to have their level of intelligence.
Voice, obviously, but I know it's her. But as I was going through those emails, I saw that and I was like, oh my God. Like she totally lied about requesting autopsy photos. I mean, she's totally trashing, Zav, anything close to that. Well, you clearly are admitting that you requested autopsy photos of minors, but why? Why request autopsy photos of minor? I just assumed, because I didn't want to know anything about her personal life. I don't want to know what her job is. When people tell me that, and there are people who I find credible, I just assume it's
Clara, because you're a fucking drama channel. You're a man in women's drama, plain and simple.
for a professional or credible reason. I didn't even put that together at the time.
Oh, so Natasha here saying, I think it's important to go back to Queen's Live. Zab doubles down to hear how Hills felt about Zab doing the same thing. So maybe she did address it over there.
What do you mean Zab didn't request autopsy photos? How do you think she got them?
She requested court documents.
I mean, but
she requested the entire document, several different documents, and those were encompassed in there. It's not like she directly asked for autopsy photos. They were
does it matter?
Zab also had absolutely zero malice behind that. She is not that type of
Are we gonna get into that now? Really? Like, is this?
Well, I don't think I agree. I don't think she had malice, but I think that she knew what she was doing.
She knew exactly what she was doing.
He wasn't doing it like Heels to harass a family. I mean, everyone that knows Zab knows she goes balls deep into a case, and she goes over the top into a case. And to her, that just finalized the case. But she didn't have any malice intent.
If she was confronted by even people in her own audience asking her prior to the fact to not share them and giving her reasons why, because it was disrespectful and even kind of an attack on this family, and then went ahead and did it anyway after justifying herself, then yeah, there was malice in there, Laura. Come on.
Lynn, none of us are innocent up here. And I think we get called out when we do things wrong. We absolutely should. It happens on both sides. So no,
I'll never claim to be innocent.
Mm-mm.
And we've all screwed up. Sometimes we let our poor judgment get the better of us. I get that. But the problem is that she lied and then lied and then lied and then lied. And it's like, I mean, this is not about messing up. This is about deceiving everyone to believe that you're something that you're not.
And then gaslighting by saying that we didn't hear her on that recording.
Right. And then making it, I mean, I guess that is gaslighting.
Did she say that? Did she say that wasn't her in the recording?
She did.
Really?
In that, well, not in the recording, but saying that she's not VP.
Yeah, she's not that person, which would mean that she's not that person in the recording.
Right. The problem is that she put that post out before that recording was released by Chronicles. So she put that post out saying that's not her, and then Chronicles put out that video, and then we all watched it and went like, there's nobody that sounds like that except Heels. That's Heels, you know?
And wasn't that recording by her real name, if I'm not mistaken?
At the time, I think so, yeah.
The one with Monty. Yeah,
that was with her real name. And she was saying that wasn't her. She's not that person. Well, yeah, you are.
I mean, it's her. Yeah,
I don't think
anybody.
I was just reading B-Tim's super chat, and he was saying that Laura has the same images of Kendrick up on her page somewhere.
I posted the video, and yes, when I was covering the story, the parents, and I wasn't going to get into this, but I guess I have to. The parents, the mother, put Kendrick's autopsy photo on a flyer and wanted it out there because she wanted everybody to see what happened to her son. Now, what I found out last night that I did not know, or maybe even today, was that what Heels did, put the autopsy photos out there in the first place, and instead of her crying about it or doing something about it, she used it to her advantage. That's what I learned. Now, that is exactly what I said earlier. So B. Tim comes in with a super chat saying, Laura, you have the same photos on your video, Kendrick, including what his face looked like after he was pulled out of the mat. Will you take that down? So the Glarer questions me on it, and Chasing Truth straightens it out. But I wonder how come the Glarer didn't call out Chasing Truth too. And you guys will all understand that in a minute. Yesterday, I think. Maybe.
Is that true, what B. Tim is saying?
Did you not just hear what I said?
That's what she's just addressed.
She just said,
Did you not hear what I just said?
It's only noon.
No, yeah. I was reading chat while you were talking, and I do have a bad habit of tuning you out, Laura. Sorry about that. And then I read the comment. Sorry, so I am behind.
I was covering the case. The mother, part of the case, and in this documentary that I based, a lot of my information on, the mother put the autopsy photo on a flyer because she wanted everybody to see what happened to her son. That's what's on my page, and that's what's in my video, and that's what's in the
I was
documentary.
aware of was that the mother had wanted them to be spread around.
Yeah.
That's the only part I knew. I didn't know that they were initially leaked. I
That's
thought
what I found out last night.
Yeah,
Yep.
I thought the mother had put them out there herself. I wasn't aware of that.
And I even told Dolly that yesterday. I said, Dolly, yours may not be all to blame. He said, and I said, I don't want to say this publicly, but I'll tell you privately. The mother put the autopsy photos on a flyer. Like, she wanted everybody to see what happened to her son. But then again, last night, doing some research, I found out that once they were leaked, that's when the mother was like, well, I could either be mad about this or I could use this to my advantage. And she said, that's when I'm going to put it on the flyers and put it out there, since they're out there anyway.
Oh, okay. So she didn't leak them. She just was like, I'm going to make lemonade out of lemons.
Correct.
Basically. Okay. Got it.
Wicked West Paranormal. I thought, I'll go back and re-listen. I thought Plunder said she didn't know. And I thought Grizzly said that they were.
Now, a lot of people in chat were calling me liars. She's lying, trying to make me evil. So here comes Chasing Truth to save the day.
Weren't aware those were going to be included in the documents, but I'll go back and double check that. Thank you.
Oh man, I'm gonna keep quiet about that for now. But
I was just coming up to say the same thing that Laura just said. That it's so strange how things come around, isn't it? Because when I was researching Kendrick's case, I came across the death scene video, and it was on Heel's channel. But I don't know that it was ever called that back then. I don't know what it was called. I don't remember, but I definitely remember seeing it all those years ago. And I used portions of that for my videos that I was doing on Kendrick after I contacted his mother. I said, I have seen articles that you guys want this out here. I had the picture of his dad holding up what Kendrick's face looked like, saying, I want everybody to see this.
Yep.
I didn't know until now, that they were leaked. I knew that in reading about it all back then, I knew somebody had done something where they had come out. Of course, I didn't know that it was Heels, but I knew somebody did something, and it upset them greatly. But then they turned it for their own, they said, okay, now that they're out there, we want everybody to know. And his dad did an interview standing in front of the coroner's office, I believe. And that's where he pointed out that they didn't keep him cool, all of this stuff, that all of these things were happening. And he was holding the sign with his child's face on it saying, look at this.
Yep. Look what they did.
They never wanted it out initially. So I'm shocked that that's how it came out.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I'm really shocked.
Last night, I was like, whoa. But yeah, so people want to run with, Laura has it too. There's.
I did too. Yeah, and I didn't, I didn't even want to show it. And I contacted his mom, and just said, that I've read everything, including Laura. Did you ever go over the I don't know if she was a pastor or I forget what she was, but she was very much on their side, and then she ended up turning against and saying she thought that it was an accident. I
Yes.
even was in touch with her, just saying I want to be sure that I'm doing all the research I can and making sure that I don't put out anything that's too graphic. And she told me to contact the mom, and I did, and she said, no, you've
Put
got our
out
permission.
anything you want. Yeah, that's what I got too.
Yeah.
Put out anything you want. I am perfectly okay with it. I want people to know what happened to my son, and this was no accident. I said I totally agree with you.
Can I just pop in real quick because I have to jump back down? The fact of the matter is, she has lied to people in private who asked if this stuff was.
Now, can someone tell me why Baby Gap put out a video in opposition of this? I mean, I didn't see the video, but I think that explains it all. There was no reason to put a video out. And here's Chasing Truth saying the exact same thing, that she did the exact same thing. So again, can someone tell me what he put a video about and why? I mean, this shit is clear as day. I don't get it. He posted that video of Laura about Kendrick with zero context. I don't understand. I haven't watched it because I've been live, but what did he say? I mean, there's the truth. It's like, it's right there. So I don't understand. Is he that desperate for content? Now I'm curious, though. Hold on. Okay. So this is what he puts out. Hold on. Well, I'm not gonna be able to do that at the moment. Is he fucking retarded? Like, for real? Is he seriously retarded? Sorry, I won't use that word.
What did he put out?
I'll show you. For anybody who may not like autopsy pictures, when you die in water, you get very bloated. Yes, I'm getting to that, Sandy. What do you notice about besides the fact his face is blown up and there's hemorrhaging all over his face? Why is his arm up? Why did they keep his arm up? It's the strangest thing I've ever seen. Busted lip, bruised eye, absolutely. Hemorrhaging in his face. His face is really swollen. Why do they have his arm up? What is the point of keeping his arm up? Oh, he was beat bad. I don't get why they have his arm up. This is an autopsy photo. He was beat. I agree.
We believe he is the killer.
I don't get it. He put that up afterwards?
He just put this out 50 minutes ago. So let me go back to this.
What? Did I just travel back in time?
Yeah, he just put this out 50 minutes ago. Why? Are you fucking kidding me, Clara? Are you that much of a pussy? Jesus Christ, the explanation was right here. He was sitting on panel. Oh my God, I can't wait to fucking burn him when I'm done. I'm replay this for the idiot in the back. That would be Glara. Found out last night.
Yeah, I thought the mother had put them out there herself. I wasn't aware of that.
And I even told Dolly that yesterday. I said, Dolly,
turned it for their own, they said, okay, now that they're out there, we want everybody to know. And his dad did an interview standing in front of the coroner's office, I believe. And that's where he pointed out that they didn't keep him cool, all of this stuff, that all of these things were happening. And he was holding the sign with his child's face on it saying, look at this.
Yep. Look what they did.
They never wanted it out initially. So I'm shocked that that's how it came out.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I'm really shocked.
Last night, I was like, whoa. No. But yeah, so people want to run with, oh, Laura has it too. There's.
I did too. Yeah, and I didn't even want to show it. And
so when everyone did Chasing Truth said, I did too. So Glara, where's your video about Chasing Truth? I'll wait. Did you pick apart her video too, or you're just, you're desperate for content? Because you can't have selective outrage, bitch, on one and not the other. It's either outrage for all or outrage for none. But I understand that you are that much of a fucking pussy that you just want selective outrage from where you'll get your numbers from. I get it. I totally get it. Get the fuck out of here, Glara, you fucking pussy ass drunk.
I contacted his mom and just said, that I've read everything, including Laura. Did you ever go over the I don't know if she was a pastor or I forget what she was, but she was very much on their side, and then she ended up turning against and saying she thought that it was an accident.
And that's what I'm saying, Scorpio. It's okay Chasing backed me up this whole time, and she was like, I did it too. So where's the outrage, Glara? You just proved the hypocrisy that we are fucking talking about in this entire live. In Deetz's whole live, it's all about hypocrisy. And you just proved the hypocrisy of your people. So thank you for proving my point. You are an asshole. An absolute hypocritical drunk asshole. Unbelievable. It's not even like these people weren't listening to this afternoon. It's right here. The Glara has just owned his title. He's a hypocrite. Tell me you're a hypocrite without telling me you're a hypocrite. Exactly. He just proved it.
Yes. I even was in touch with her, just saying, I want to be sure that I'm doing all the research I can and making sure that, I don't put out anything that's too graphic. And she told me to contact the mom, and I did. And she said, no, you've got our permission.
You want. Yeah, that's what I got too.
Yeah.
Put out anything you want. I am perfectly okay with it. I want people to know what happened to my son, and this was no accident. I said, I totally agree with you.
Can I just pop in real quick because I have to jump back down? The fact of the matter is, she has lied to people in private who asked if this stuff was true. Fact of the matter is claiming.
I don't even understand that, because you thought that they were all looking for paydays. That can't be true, which is why I really wanted to hear from her. Like, what the hell is this?
So Burden hopped up here to let me know, because I still am a ways behind in chat, but that y'all are kind of off topic a little bit and saying some hateful things back and forth. Try to stay on topic as
the chat's out of control.
Yeah,
right now.
It's and honestly, it's because
topic.
People can't see past their hate for the Glara, hate for Cappy, hate for Chasing, hate for
Laura,
Perplex,
and maybe
focus on the fact that we're all up here saying the same thing. This was wrong.
Well, maybe if you're new here, you don't know this, but there have been several times where there have been creators up here that don't like each other, that will hop off of here and go drag each other or continue talking about their issues back and forth, but they've always remained respectful up here, and I appreciate that. So please.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with what I'm seeing in the chat is Laura, look what you did, Laura. Laura
Yeah.
came up and Deetz didn't know about the case, and she just broke it down in a
Well,
summary so that the people in the chat can understand what's going on. So to then say, but you have the crime scene and you did the whataboutisms, stop that.
Well, in some of the chat's
crazy.
defense, I would say that it's a credibility issue. They're looking at it like how can Laura come up here and say these things when she's done this, this, and that?
Because I just explained.
Well, if they
Laura,
if they didn't go watch her coverage on Kendrick and see how fact-based it was, then they can't talk about Laura on this.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Right?
I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is I'm just understanding where the chat's coming from. But you're right.
They're basing it on false information. So their go-to true crime girl, Chasing Truth, has totally had my back and told them they are wrong. And this moron still fucking puts out this stupid ass video. I'm going to rewind that. I want to hear Chasing say that again.
The glare, hate for Cappy, hate for Chasing, hate
for
for
Laura.
Perplex.
And maybe
focus on the fact that we're all up here saying the same thing. This was wrong.
Well, maybe
This-
if you're new here, you don't know this, but there have been several times where there have been creators up here that don't like each other, that will hop off of here and go drag each other or continue talking about their issues back and forth, but they've always remained respectful up here, and I appreciate that. So please.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with what I'm seeing in the chat is Laura, look what you did, Laura. Laura came up and Deetz didn't know about the case, and she just broke it down in a summary so that the people in the chat can understand what's going on. So to then say, but you have the crime scene and you did the whataboutisms, stop that.
Well, in some of the chat's defense, I would say that it's a.
In some of the chat's defense, watch him fucking totally flip. He completely does a 180 when Chasing puts him in his place. Listen, it's fucking comical.
Credibility issue. They're looking at it like how can Laura come up here and say these things when she's done this, this, and that?
Because I just explained.
Well, if they didn't go watch her coverage on Kendrick and see how fact-based it was, then they can't talk about Laura on this.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Right?
I'm not disagreeing with that.
She says how fact-based it was, and he's like, I'm not disagreeing with that. You just said in chat's defense, you fucking pussy. God, I have a bigger dick than you do, Glara.
What I'm saying is I'm just understanding where the chat's coming from. But
Absolutely.
you're right.
They're basing it on false information. So that's the point Chasing Truth's trying to make, that if they base it on factual information, I haven't done what they're accusing me of.
Well, and I think that's a great reminder, though, for you to get factual information, because that's why the chat is all riled up, because sometimes with.
Well, and she also had a live stream. She also had a live stream about it, and I didn't catch it. I don't know if she was dragging Heel's friends or not. I don't know what she said in that live stream. That could be part of it too.
But we're bringing it to yesterday. She said somebody is a whatever on the that has nothing to do with Kendrick, nothing to do with Heels, nothing to do with this panel. And because she did XYZ doesn't mean she isn't absolutely fact-based on this case. I've seen her coverage of it. It's 100% fact-based. And if you haven't watched it, then you don't know what you're saying. And you're distracting the chat.
That girl's super chat?
Oh, yeah, that won't be easy because it's starred. Let me go find it over here.
And the other reason I popped up here, though, is because everybody here is part of the same crew. I'm not. So there's a lot of people that are, feeling like everybody's sugarcoating what Heels did. And I saw it in my own, with my own people. Like everyone's like, oh my God, they're sugarcoating it. They're blowing it up because everybody's friends with her.
That's the point I just made, though, Laura, is everybody here is not part of the same crew. Not at all. Not at all. Happy and the Glare, they don't talk to each other. A lot of people in the chat, no, they don't go into others' chats and stuff. That's what makes this so interesting, is because they can come here and say their opinions. But no, not everybody here is part of the same crew, and they don't appreciate being lumped in with everything else either.
Are you not part of the hive?
No, I go to the Hive. I go up on the panel, and I'm around there.
Not part of the Hive
I'm
either.
not Queen Bee. I'm not chasing truth just because I chat in her chat. If I were to choose,
The only one on this panel that's not part of the Hive is Chasing Truth. I don't even think she's a member. She might be a mod, but you don't have control over who makes you a mod. But I'm sorry, Cappy, you're part of the Hive.
choose to go chat in your chat, I'm not part of Perplex QT. I chat over the Glares. I'm not part of the Glare. That's him. That's his own channel. That's his own.
Remember when you used to come in my chat, Laura, all the time? And people be like, oh my God, I can't believe you've got Laura here. Get her out. And I was like, whatever. Like, whatever. It's the same thing. People are like, oh my God, that person's in your chat. You think just like them. You are them. You're part of their crew. That isn't true at all. And you know that better than anybody because people hate you. So you know. Oh, you know what I mean. She knows what I'm talking about.
I do. I know.
I know what you meant too. It just sounded funny. It was just funny.
And I agree with that girl. Thank you, that girl. She said, if people who hate each other agree, then there's something to it. Yes, absolutely. Pay attention. Stop with the pointing of fingers. Keep it on the person at hand.
For the record, though, I don't hate anybody. I truly don't.
I don't either.
I don't know you people on the internet. How can I hate you?
Right. Yeah.
I kind of. But Deetz, no offense to you, Chasing had a channel before Queen Bee came around. You did not. Your channel started when you started going to QBs. Am I wrong? I mean, I might be wrong, but maybe you had a channel before that. But as far as I know, you started a channel when you started hanging out at QBs. Am I wrong? Did you have a channel prior to that?
And listen,
to be honest, but
listen,
okay, so then I'm wrong. But that's when I noted. But didn't your channel grow because you were a clip channel for QB's thing? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I really don't hate anybody.
I would be saying the same thing. Like if this was just about Kendrick's video of him being deceased and like regarding.
All right, then my apologies. I thought that you had a channel because of her, like Jonesin. That's what I thought.
Pictures and images, like with autopsy and all that, right? I would say, hey, let's focus on Zav and like.
If you're a paid member, not if it, because a lot of people have gifted memberships, so it's different. You know, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I have haters that end up getting gifted memberships. And by the way, I didn't see someone bought 5 memberships, so thank you, whoever did that. Your channel exploded because I covered AWP, which is the first time I heard of her channel. Okay, then I was wrong. My bad.
You know, we could address that, but this is like become something totally different. Like, also, like, wait, I'm saying that wrong. No, because she released the. Never mind. Scratch everything I said.
Well, someone said it earlier. I don't think I left it up too long. Is that maybe it was Kate? This is about so much more than just the autopsy stuff too. It's so much more than just Kendrick. It's all the other things that are encompassed in that blog. Shows a pattern of things, and it's concerning. It deserves to be talked about. I'm sorry.
It needs to be talked about. I was just struggling with how I was going to go about it. I was relieved to wake up and then see that you were talking about it, because I wanted to talk about it, and I felt I needed to talk about it. And
Deetz, while you're here, though, I want to personally thank you for kicking voices off, because that was absolutely ridiculous. So I want to thank you for that. And if you want to see what went down or where that came from, you could just watch my live from last night. It happened towards the end. And it explains that rumor that was never even a rumor. It was actually used as an example.
and I didn't know how I was going to go about talking about it. And this live made it easier to address. So I appreciate you doing this.
It's hard, and I get what you're saying, how it does feel like what Laura's saying. It does feel hypocritical when you're not willing to, hold the conversation about people that you support. That doesn't mean I'm a part of their group or connected to them, but yeah, I have supported Heels, and it is heartbreaking, and it is very hard to hold this conversation. It really, really is. And I might not be doing it right either. There might be somebody out there, a creator out there, who could be doing this 100 times better than me, but here we are.
It's the lying and then the lack of accountability that really gets me, because it's just so contradictory to everything that she has portrayed herself to be this entire time. I gave her a wrench for a reason, because I felt like we saw, as far as ideals go, we saw things the same way. And it's clear that that's not true. It's just clear. It's like, well, sometimes these situations happen where it's a question of opinion, well, maybe you're just looking at it a certain way. Maybe you're just not, but that.
Honest question. Am I the only one that finds it so weird that this man is so balls deep into women's drama? Am I the only one that finds this really strange?
That Jerks video was just overwhelmingly evident. It just was. I mean, there's there's no, that's your opinion that she's harassed victims and is racist. No, there's too many receipts proving it.
So much. There's just so much there. And the conversation back from Heels is disappointing. I also understand though too, because
infuriating.
Yeah, if you watch the end of my live last night, you'll see where it came from. There was no rumor started. I was trolled and they were talking lies. So I came back and I said, if something like, oh, if you want to spread rumors, then I'll say that you were essayed by your kid or you essayed by your mom. I changed it. That's what I said. That doesn't make me wrong. Like, I didn't even say was. I said, if you want to spread rumors, how about I go around spreading a rumor that you were essayed by your mom? That's all. It was never even brought up again. So for her to come back today was fucking strange. It was weird.
Out yourself, I get that, but you're in here answering half the questions and going, pulling on them. It would just be nice to hear an answer.
And there's a link
saying you can't speak on it because of a lawsuit, but speaking on it in the chat.
Right. Yeah.
I would love to hear directly from her.
It's almost exactly what Nav Girl did when I confronted her. She showed up in my chat. I invited her on panel to explain herself. And I'm not going to talk. I'm going to talk about it on my channel. You're just proving the point that you're just doing it for views, and you're showing everybody what your true nature is. And it's the same thing here. She's just, by going on and defending herself with these weak defenses in the chat, and actually saying something like the family owes her an apology, and then not having.
Yeah, Deetz, did you see what fucking the Glera posted? Like this whole day did not happen. Like this whole conversation with Chasing Truth didn't happen. I cannot even believe he posted that. Like in true Glera pussy ass fashion.
Not having the gumption to come up here and confront people who she has considered friends, and discuss it. Because I have no interest in actually attacking her. Like I said, I was discussing this behind the scenes, wondering how I was going to go about this. And a lot of the fact that I like Heel so much had a lot to do with me being so careful and thinking so carefully about how I wanted to go about dealing with this moving forward. Because if it was Laura, I would have been like, that's all I need to know. And I'm not going to lie about that.
Exactly. Everybody would. Me, Dolly, Betty, JLR, Molly, we would have been called out 3 seconds flat.
No. Listen, Laura. You do the same things for your people around you too. That's what I was just talking about when I was up here earlier. Is that like I used to go hard for the glare about Annie and like he didn't call her out quick enough, blah, blah, blah. And then there was a certain point in time where I was like, you know what, I need to give this motherfucker some grace because they're friends. And like you calling out your friend is not going to look the same as you calling out people that you don't fucking like.
They won't. They just
but this isn't about not calling out your friend. This is about an entire community. Which
I've heard a whole lot of that though. I've heard a whole lot of why aren't you calling your friend out? You call others out. I hear a whole lot of that is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
This goes to it. In my opinion, it's just my opinion. People want her to be called out regardless whether they're your friend or not. But there is many, hundreds of people, thousands of people in this community of all different races, all different color, all different everything. This isn't about being a friend. This is about you're insulting many people in this community and who don't have a voice because they don't have a panel. So they look at us as creators to be the ones to call it out. And the fact that people aren't fast enough to call it out, that means that you're not thinking of your subs. You're not thinking of people that respect you. That's the general mentality. I'm pretty impressed. That was pretty genius statement by myself that just flowed out. The right or wrong. That's how people were thinking
about. The reason why I said, well, I would have been a lot quicker to call Laura out is because of your credibility on this platform, Laura. You defended Zavgirl. Don't say that you didn't because we all heard you do it. You sat alongside.
I never gave my opinion on the autopsy photos ever to this day. I have never given an opinion. What I stood up for was a witch hunt. That's what I stood up for.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You defended Zavgirl for sharing those photos, did you not?
I did not defend her for those photos. That is
my God, bro.
That is not what I defended her for. I never gave an opinion, whether I agreed with it or disagreed with it. But I'll tell you this much, I never looked at them. That should speak volumes. I never once looked at them.
Nobody said you did, but you said, and I quote, if you're going to be true crime, be true crime, go all the way. That autopsy photos are part of the case. If you're going to be true crime, be true crime. You didn't say that, Laura?
I said true crime is never pretty. I said true crime is if you're going to follow a case and you're going to go to that length, then that's part of the case.
You went on a rant defending Zav for sharing those photos, and your rationale for that was if you're going to be true crime, go all the way and be true crime.
Not quite what I said, but I see how you're pointing it like that, but it's not quite what I said.
Oh my God. Okay. But my point being is the reason why I would be quicker to, without even thinking almost, is because of that and because of all of the defense you've done for Molly Golightly and all the shitty things she's done sitting by her side, versus what all of us have believed the image of Heels in the Air to be and the things that she's done to counter things like that and that kind of behavior. So that's why I had to be like, wait a minute, I need proof before I start looking at Heels like she's not the person that I thought she was. I need proof.
Shouldn't you have proof of anybody and just not go on just like JLR?
I've heard proof of you. JLR is a different story too. JLR, I had this discussion with someone else where I was sitting there talking to them and they were like, well, just because JLR is JLR and just because BHB is her, why shouldn't people listen to them? And I'm like, it's because they're them, because they have no credibility. And that's dangerous because they could get a hold of information that is vital for the
credibility to who? To you? You're not very credible, dude. I hate to disappoint you. But for you to act like you're the holier than thou, are you kidding me?
Who's acting like they're the holier than thou? Explain to me.
Call this one out because they don't have credibility. You have credibility. You sit there and get drunk every night, but you're credible. You're the one that's going to decide who's credible.
I get drunk every night. Really?
out of here with your holier than thou righteous attitude.
I mean,
well, so we did have a panel here where people.
That's what.
No disrespect to you or anybody else, including the Glera, but I don't like this. You know, well, I would have called you out because you're not credible, but I feel that who am I not credible?
Because credibility, it's in. Well, it could be in the eye of the beholder, but also there are
exactly. That's my point.
But I do want to draw attention to this. I was sent this message. I missed it earlier because chat was flying. I'm sorry, y'all. I guess it was like a half an hour ago. Burnt Toast. Sorry, I missed you, Burnt. She said, "Heels in the air." She tagged Heels and said, "I spoke to you directly last night before I watched everything. You lied to me. I've since watched the video, read some of the blog, saw the memes. I'm so hurt and disappointed." And I wish I could find it, but it was a while back. But
I read that. It broke my heart seeing that.
Burnt Toast. So that's what this was all about. That, yeah, even if, you know, we can speak on not wanting to be lumped together or not, but there are creators we do like, you know, and creators you do respect. And Gavel Geek said it a minute ago. I put it up on the screen. I'm able to compartmentalize. I love Heels in the Air. I despise what VP did. And it's hard on a lot of people, especially hearing that from Burnt Toast, knowing that she spoke to her directly last night and was flat out lied to. That's why I'm holding this live and this panel. And no, Laura, I can hold panels on my own. I do quite often. But this one, I felt like everybody needed to have an opportunity, not just the regular people that come up here, but everyone who wants to hop up and say something, because it does affect a lot of people for different reasons. And it's okay to talk about that. That Heels was lying. She was saying, sorry, I was responding to Laura's question. So Burnt Toast again said, "I spoke to you directly last night before I watched everything. You lied to me. I've since watched the video, read some of the blog, saw the memes. I'm so hurt and disappointed."
These things are just going to happen, and the only thing you could do is just try to keep. I mean, your kitchen's going to get messy. You know, what are you going to do? You're just going to clean it up once in a while when it gets messy, right?
I don't know without honest, calm adult conversation that we can ever get past anything. It seems like we talk about a situation and then people run with their own assumptions and they will attack for whatever reason they want to. And then you're just stuck sitting there trying to defend yourself, and it becomes content and it lasts forever. There is no mature, just calm conversation. And there needs to be.
There does.
We're not going to get anywhere ever.
Can I also add to that? I came up here for a reason stated. There are people in the chat that may not like me, and that's okay. No, not everyone's going to like me, but this isn't about me. So everyone in chat that's trying to make this about me and Glera have a history. We've gone back and forth forever. He says shit to me, I say shit to him. Here's what you don't see, though. You don't see Glera calling me out every day. I don't call him out every day. We really don't even cross each other's paths except once in a blue moon. So when we are on panel together, yeah, we may snap at each other or whatever. I don't dislike him. I don't think he really dislikes me. Otherwise, you would see him do video after video about me, but you don't see that. So I don't know why certain people in the chat can't be that adult. Okay, you don't like me, great, move on. Like
I don't do videos I don't do lives on people because I don't like them. That's not why.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you and I, yeah, we have years going back and forth, but we don't go back and forth like Betty and shit like that. We just, you know, if we're on panel together, we'll say something. I'll come at you once in a blue moon. You'll come at me once in a. And I want you to know, I was trying to be nice for Deetz. I was trying to be respectful for Deetz because I didn't want to leave the panel in a fight with Glera. So I tried to be the mature one. I tried to suck it up And that's how I wanted to end it. A blue moon. It's not a big deal. Like him and I both forgot about that. We just, had a tip with each other. Like that's just how we are. So all these people in chat that are trying to stick up for him, Glera can stick up for himself. Believe me.
That's what I said. Someone asked me about that. I'm like, he's a big boy. He can handle his own. I don't need to step in.
Yeah, I mean, the way that I see it is the fact that somebody has to once somebody tries to take a personal jab, we're not even having the same conversation.
So telling me I'm not credible isn't a personal jab, right? That's not a personal jab. Just openly saying how I'm not credible. Oh, okay, Glera, but that's not personal. He's such an idiot.
Was simply stating facts that pertain to the subject and pertain to hypocrisy.
Are you looking in a mirror? Good night, DJ. Are you looking in a mirror? Because the facts are you're a drunk. The facts are you're a hypocrite. I don't know how many more facts you need, dude.
And pertain to credibility. That's all I was trying to do. But I'm
I don't get it. I'm just saying, but it's like it's over. Okay, we had a tiff, but people in chat, from what I'm seeing, are still going on about it. Like me and Glera can handle it ourselves. Thank you. Like you don't like me, great, don't like me. But there are a lot of people that do, and this constant attack on Laura, wherever Laura goes, is insane. Grow up.
Yeah, it's too much because it took away from the panel. It's taken away from what we're talking about and the good points that are being made. That, Deetz was having. It was a very good, interesting conversation trying to understand. It's so childish that this stuff happens.
And I understand the disappointment. I completely get what some of the chat is saying about some of the issues that they have with Laura. I completely get that.
Sure.
Don't think I'm discrediting that, but in moments like these, it's important to stay on topic so that we can focus on what we are discussing here now, and there will be time later for other things,
Yeah, just go tell Laura. Don't disrupt Deet's chat.
Exactly.
To do this. It's not right when your whole chat is now discussing something completely different than what you're talking about.
I do, Marty. I do want subs' opinions on what we're discussing right now. And I get, like I said, I get why y'all are frustrated, trust me. But I want to focus on this and what we came here to talk about today. And that is the fact that some things are really hypocritical. There's a huge racist undertone. You got Burnt Toast in here saying that she's been flat out lied to. Some of us have been flat out lied to, and we're all trying to process it and deal with that. And I know that when you get in an emotional state like that, you also get heated about other things as well. And that's valid also. But this is an issue because, like, I don't remember if it was Laura or the Glare, but one of them said earlier, she was kind of like a pillar. Like, even if you didn't like the content she was putting out, I bet you watched her every morning. I bet you watched that clip every single morning and danced along to that jingle. And so we kind of want to know what the heck.
I'm gonna be the bad guy here and be honest. I couldn't stand that jingle.
You hate everything.
Thank you. I said the same thing. It was.
I love it.
I loved her videos. Don't get me wrong, but I always skip through the opening because of the song.
I liked it.
I'm a music snob. I'm picky when it comes to music, and that's all. That's my shit.
I liked the jingle she had in the beginning, like the 70s kind of bang chicka bang bang one. I liked that one better than the recent one.
I did like that one too.
I'm gonna jump down too because I got stuff to do. But if anyone doesn't know this, I've appointed Chasing in my will that if I ever go missing, she's the head detective on the case of why I went missing. So y'all better watch out. And that's what happened on panel. But somebody sent me something since Galera thinks he's so credible, someone sent me something I'm going to share with you guys. And I thought it was absolutely hysterical. Oh, okay. So it was Just Facts that trolled me last night. And okay, now I get it. Now I get it. All right, hold on. Where's my display capture? Hold on. All right. It's hard to see. Okay, you guys ready? Are you ready for this? Okay. Hold on. All right, it's kind of hard to see though. But tell me if you think this man is credible. Be prepared to sit back and laugh. Yeah, Just Facts was in that chat. Correct. All right. Now, let me just tell you, I didn't create this. This is the Galera's opening. I don't know if it still is, but this was the opening that Galera created for himself. Please tell me who the fuck makes a video like that about themselves.
I didn't make that. That's his opening for his own.
Tell me who the fuck makes an opening like that for themselves. I'd love to know. What kind of intro does a little tool make for himself? It's insane. Like, who does that? That is fucking narcissism at its finest. Because the two have no correlation. I did my first live in JLR, started contacting someone's family who he thought was me. Found out lives are a hella easier than videos. Oh, that they are. I agree. Baby Gap is a fucking idiot. 100%. Toasty was promoting QB's lawyer fund. That's all you need to know. Good point. Oh, I totally agree, Pippi. I just cannot believe that he, after everything that was said today, this dumbass makes a video like I did something wrong. What is wrong with him? Like, did he get too drunk tonight? I seriously do not know what the hell is wrong with him. Yeah, that's not messing around with graphics. It is still up there. Yeah, that's not messing around with graphics. That's a narcissistic person. But now, because of him, now I have to stay up an extra hour. I have to repost my, what happened today on Deetz is in a little clip. What the fuck is wrong with him? I think the reason why some of the people haven't, he's mad because he probably is drunk. Why some people haven't spoke out on Heels because they were too busy looking and digging into others instead of vetting their own. I totally agree with that. 100% agree with that. So I want everybody to go rail him on his video that he made of me and tell him, are you really this dumb? I want everyone to go hound him, troll him. So it seems that Just Facts is the one that trolled. Oh, she said I essayed my child. No, actually, I changed it to your mother. Don't spread rumors. Or don't talk about things you know nothing about. It's that simple. I do too, Four Wise. Like Laura's the first person in the community to call Baby Gap a drunk. Exactly. I don't think she's all that transparent herself. Who, Karma? Who? Burnt Toast? Burnt Toast isn't transparent at all. She's hiding something. She's totally hiding something. Oh, shit. I never even knew that existed. Now I see how I could see super chats. I didn't even know that existed. Truly think he has a problem with women. Yeah, he's a narcissist. That's why. I don't know if I like you or dislike you, Laura, but at least you always stand 10 toes down. Hold on. 10 toes down on your ish. And that is what I love about you. When you're wrong, you admit it. Keep on. Always. No reason not to. They all forgot you were on point. When you point your finger at someone, you have 3 pointing back. Damn right. Did it go unnoticed that Galera said Heels told him a while ago she was a blogger? Welcome, Santana. Laura's a new creator, learning new things every day. Yep, that's it. I learn new things every day. I've always said Burnt Toast shady. I agree with you. I really do think she's shady. She's so like, no one will ever find me and blah, blah, blah. What do you have to hide? Because here's the thing. I meant to say this on Deetz's panel too, when they were talking about calling out. If you feel that you have something to hide, that you don't want people to find you or dox you, then don't talk about people. It's that simple. There are many creators that don't talk shit about people and nobody ever comes after them. They don't show their face. Nobody cares about coming after them because they don't talk shit about people. If you are going to out someone's record and you are going to be all out there, then guess what? Don't be shocked when they come for you. It's that simple. I don't understand why people can't grasp this. I really, truly don't. I don't think I'll ever understand it. If you don't want people to come after you. We parted ways, Amanda. Think she's a failed creator or reinvented herself as Toasty? Possibly. I'm not going to disagree. No, she's been on her own channel. We just parted ways because of people that are in her chats. What does stream snipe mean? What's stream sniping? Just facts. Can you do me a favor? Spell my fucking name right. Just Fact says Laura, can't even spell her name right, hates and trashes all of you all the time. She's using fake outrage to manipulate things and take the heat off her and Zav. How fucking stupid are these people? Please tell me. How stupid are these people? Where do I trash these people every day? All right, just tell me, Just Facts. Where do I trash them? My lives are up, so please tell me where I trash them on a daily basis. Also tell me, what fake outrage did I have? Please tell me. I didn't have fake outrage, and I don't even have any heat on me. When a person approaches a stream and do an IRL outside of house stream. Oh, like if I was live? If I was live when they were live? Just Facts purposely spells your name wrong. It's obviously who they are. Well, I have a feeling I know who they are. Who do you think it is? Karma, who do you think it is? I think it's voices, actually. But I love these people that act like we're friends. And like I call them on the phone. And I talk to them on the phone. What the fuck? Screen sniping is where they watch your live on their channel live and make fun of you? Huh? If I went up to you while you were live in Walmart, I'd be stream sniping, but this is what it means on Twitch and Kick. Oh, you think it's old school people? It's a moron. Total moron. Because again, these people act like I speak to them on the phone. How do you know what I talk about? You're not in Patreon. You're not in Discord. And if you were, you'd say, I don't even talk about them. And these, I just don't get the mentalities. People act like we're besties and I tell them all these things. It's crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. I just don't get these people. Oh. Just Facts would be so much fun at a party. Lori, she's been around prior to Voices. All right, then I haven't. There's only one person that spells my name like that. But whoever they are, they're just dumb. They can't even come up with like a real statement. They're just stupid. I'm so glad I trigger so many people. I think it's comical. I really do. I seriously think it's comical. I'm obsessed with QB in the Hive. Yeah, that's it. That's what I am. I'm just so obsessed with an ex-criminal. That's crazy. Yeah, no, I blocked Just Facts last night. There's a community post from the Glera. During my live just now, I was going over the Heels in the Air issue, and I was sent a video of a live by Laura, Perplex QT, from a year ago. I did not realize as I was searching that I was sharing my screen and I showed the autopsy photos of Kendrick Johnson. It is now private, but I will edit it and blur out the disturbing images I accidentally shared. I'm so sorry to my viewers who saw this, but especially to this young man's family. I'm absolutely mortified and ashamed that I was not more careful. I do not blame those who have any hard feelings, and I will continue to work on being more conscious in the future. Was he not on this panel? Are you kidding me? Clara, were you not there this afternoon? No, he's fine now. Was he not there this afternoon? This was posted like 2 hours ago. I don't get it. He was there the whole conversation this afternoon. I just played it. What'd you miss, Clara? Were you drunk then or were you drunk tonight? The family doesn't care. The family wants the pictures out there. Did you not hear Chasing say that? I can't with stupidity. As a matter of fact, hold on one second. Hang on. Then he reported it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Is he really this stupid? Like, seriously, is he really this stupid? Hold on. Hold on. January 25th was 10 years. Okay. So his mother, his mom, has a TikTok. And she shared it. She shared it last year. Again, showing what happened. That's his mom, though, Jackie. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. But I'm looking for the actual flyers. Hold on. Bear with me. She may have taken them down or never had them up. Here you go. This was posted from his mom on TikTok. With a note that says, Sheriff Prine, you said no foul play. I don't think so. You can come out of the kitchen. There's the link. Some idiot will shut me down. But I'm saying this is all public. This isn't anybody asking for pictures. This isn't anybody looking for pictures. This is all on public Google or TikTok. Nobody's asking for anything. What poll? The one about thumb ups? Yeah. I mean, this is all like total public info. I've always thought about the glare since the very first time. So there's the link on TikTok. Parents put their pictures everywhere. It's a really sad story. And there's no way that I believe that it wasn't straight up murder. It is so obvious murder. It's a really sad story. Limey, can you explain what the hell you're talking about? Or is that too much for you? You never heard of it? It's sad. It's really sad. But it's pretty divided. But, I mean, you go on TikTok under his name, there's tons of stuff. He was a good kid. He was a normal kid. Thank you, Amber. Like I said, I reached out to his mom to do another one, to, you know, bring her on panel and talk about it again. She hasn't gotten back to me yet. He said you should have a hell no on your little poll. Not that hard. I mean, they even show bringing to his funeral and everything after they exhumed the body and found out it was stuffed with newspaper. Can you imagine, though, exhuming your child, and finding out that they're stuffed with newspaper? Could you imagine? I couldn't even comprehend that. Because you always think you're going to be buried with your organs. I can't believe you guys hadn't heard about it. Yeah, it's pretty intense. I mean, there's a whatchamacallit. There is a documentary, but it is a little one-sided. It really is. It's kind of one-sided. But most people don't believe that it was an accident. Too many red flags. It was definitely a murder. Absolutely horrible, no doubt. I agree. Kid had a good future, came from a good home, good parents. Georgia, Kendrick Johnson. There was a sneaker that was found near his body that wasn't taken for testing. Like, just so much corruption. It was horrible. Reopening their wound. Maybe all this BS will finally bring some justice. I doubt it. The town is too corrupt. It's totally corrupt. So check this out. Autopsy photos, 26.5 thousand. Up. Someone jumped on TikTok. Crazy. Huh. Well, you could start on my community page, Margaret. That would be a good place to start. Crazy. Crazy. All right, I'm gonna get off though. But Glara, you are absolutely pathetic. I've never met someone more pathetic than you. Ever. With such a short memory. Mind-blowing. Up. She responded. So I was given a screenshot about that girl thing. So now I'm supposed to know who she's talking about. Now, mind you, okay, let me just remind you guys of something. All day, Heels in the Air is running around saying she can't talk about things because of a lawsuit. So when someone sent me the screenshot, it was a natural assumption that she was talking about Heels. But here's what they won't do. Here's what these people won't do. They won't grasp the concept that they do this all the time and they take little clips of something and not know the whole context. And I wrote that in my post, but they don't grasp that. Nope. But everyone else is the dumb one. They're the smart ones. Okay. And I can't wait to throw this in her face next time she makes a comment based on a clip, because that's what they do. So with that said, I'm going to bed. I will see you beautiful people tomorrow. I don't know what time. I have orientation with Sage tomorrow if I go. And that's it. I'll see all you beautiful people later. Peace. And thank you guys for super chat. 7 new members. Woo woo. And that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. And everybody go leave Glara a stupid comment. Go tell him what an idiot he is. I called that girl out on that bullshit. Yeah, Janessa, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So, all right, I'll see you guys later. Peace.